But we never left. Good job, chat. Look at you. Who knew? The chat can survive on 500% no pause. What? You gave Retson an infection. Well, that's going in the book. Way to go. Way to go. The trait guide was great. Yeah, thank you for watching that. Expedition Traits, for anyone that hasn't checked it out. Expedition Traits, a guide on traits. Lots of things in that guide were literally not available anywhere else. In fact, the wiki got updated based on our guide like 15 times or something. So pretty awesome. Thank you for Smurf, or to Smurf as well, putting in some serious work on that guide. So it is up. Exclamation Traits, exclamation Traits. All right. Anyone know when the new patch is coming out? We don't know 100%. It's up on Unstable right now, so you can actually try it out on Unstable, of course, if you would like to. But as far as when they usually release things like that, with them, it's usually they release it when it's ready. And there are definitely some bugs that are going on with it right now, so usually they're not up on there too long, though. I would say it will I started to say definitely. It will most likely, based on previous experience, be out, I would say this week. Sometime this week, but we shall see. We shall see. Are Manhunter still bugged? Oh, on the test branch? I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not on the branch right now, so do not know. I'm gonna go with a resounding maybe. Maybe. Adam, that's not a resounding sort of answer. It's resounding. Start the new run and the update is still on Unstable. Would you still play it then? I really would like the update to come before I play the big challenge run, so I don't know. I'd probably just start on Unstable at that stage. But I wouldn't want, yeah, it's a good question. So I wouldn't want the the bug with like Manhunters to make that run easier, and Manhunter's gonna be very hard in our next run. So the wiki, no, the wiki is not going to credit us for it, but yeah, it goes both ways. We're also not crediting the wiki, but yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You know, and it's probably for the best that it doesn't anyway, because then, you know, everyone that like makes a guide, or if let's say there's like a small channel that's trying to get more popular or whatever, they might go in there and specifically make guides over the wiki to try to get their name or stream listed or whatever. And it could be a good strategy, and it has been on other games, you know, that allow that sort of thing. But it's probably for the best either way. Even though it would be awesome to have people come to the stream from the wiki and be like, "Hey, man, saw that the stream is on the wiki." Is it better to put a master or legendary weapon on a bad pawn to shore them up, or on a god pawn? That is a good question. So for me, I would put it on the better pawn. And the reason why is on the better pawn. Okay, so at masterwork and better, one of the things that you're getting is not just extra accuracy, you're getting way more damage. The damage really starts going up at masterwork. So for me, I want to make sure that damage is getting into the target. And even though the extra accuracy on the weapon will help compensate a little bit on worse shooters, I really want to make sure that the wealth and raid points that are coming from those really good high quality weapons are actually getting into the target. Like, I want that damage into the target. So for me, I would most often put my best weapons on my best shooters. That's what it boils down to. For me, body modder. So this is Baby Dwarf. Probably not going to be a melee blocker. I say that, but if they roll tough next, maybe they will be. Grab plants the rest of the way. Mining and intellect, I guess. So nimble would be great if he ends up being in a melee situation. I doubt that's going to happen very often. I might just take kind. Yeah, I'll just take kind here. Thank you, Cannibal. I'm glad you love the YouTube content. Thank you for letting me know. Cannibal, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Thank you for using that here, Cannibal. Counts as a tier 1 sub. You probably have never heard me say that in YouTube videos, ever. It's a well-guarded secret. First time I'm letting this out. But thank you. Fool, thank you for the 100 bits. On your lunch from your job. Thank you, Fool. Enjoy your lunch. Mad Dad, thank you for the 5 months. Also very much appreciated. Emergency descent. This would be excellent depending on where it lands. How does the naming queue work? It's a raffle system and it does not reset between runs. But if your name gets drawn, all of your tickets are eaten up. Let's see where this lands. Oh, it kind of sucks. If it's tribal, we might run down there. I don't know that we can reach them in time. Did I get the Drake bill? I did, but the quest expired right as I was getting it done. So it's there for the next time we have a quest like that, but... Yeah. Yeah. Faster just tunnel directly to them. That could cause some problems with breachers, so... I was going Lux. Sport of Ukraine. Oh, are you talking about the the golden veins in the floor? Someone summon Granny? You have to let me know, yeah. It's not really missing it. It's like it just literally doesn't tell me. Unless I stare at that screen over there. Who summoned Granny? Was it you, Minion? Did you already do a quotes? Oh, okay, I see it. It's like my dear old granny used to say. She was always saying this.
You can shower with anything if it's wet.
Thanks, Granny. Could you run halfway or something? Yeah, maybe. And then just turn around if it's anything other than tribal. Granny putting herself out there. The 8 out of 5 tips video is nice. Yeah, I wasn't sure what the feedback on the title that I set for that one, but... Start with gold. Why do I always have to be the one to watch your back, Granny? Why? Alright, we'll start making our way there, but... We are going back home if it's anything super scary. Like the video, watch it for the stream. Yeah, thank you. My favorite edit so far, I think you commented on it as well, is when I say, no one asked the question, but I did. So I was like, thanks for asking me. And they put, oh, okay, see ya. Not risking that. All right. Doomsday raid. Not quite tribal. Not quite tribal. All right, good luck, guys. You got this. You got this. I've heard charge rifles are incredible, and Tanyan definitely doesn't hate them, and he's definitely not nerfing them even more through nerfing lancers. It's not a melee weapon though. It's not great, but it's not a melee weapon. Nusrus. I want to see this Doomsday go off, honestly. If it wasn't for the Doomsday, this would be a pretty easy raid. Here we go. Use it. His name is Ambush. think we failed the quest. It would have actually been a very easy raid for us to deal with our upgraded kidneys if it wasn't for this. I guess I could have ambushed, but it's kind of crazy he didn't use the Doomsday right off the bat. But I think the Empire... Are you going to make it out? I'm going to pronounce your name Dione. Oh my god, ambush. Missing the shot. Dione. He's running, he's bloodlust. He's pretty happy right now with some of this pain caused, but he wants to get out alive. He wants to live to beat someone else another day. Ambush though, right on his tail. Look at him. Look at we have some movement damage here. Ambush is not letting this slide. This warmonger will make it back to see his family, maybe. Missed both attacks. The rain and the darkness not helping out Ambush at all. It's pronounced AA Run. D nice. None of you guys are coming. Okay. Oh, through the trees. Oh no, he got stunned. Don't turn around. Oh man, you shouldn't have taken that fight. Dione, you had this. Now you're dead. But often in life, when there is a death, there is a rebirth. D1 shall live on as ducks. Dione. Wish they were alive. She would have loved the ducks. Let's go on that guy. When someone dies...
Sky God opens a window or something. Sometimes I'm opening doors and closing windows. Sometimes I open both. I don't know what I'm doing. Obey.
Darkest before the dawn. Time for another Duckest dungeon. Dun. Let's reinstall that right over here. Get another one of these bad boys in here. A new Dwarven Forge. It's not a forge. A new Dwarven Forge. Super high metabolism Xenotype. Is there any way for the pawns to have kids? That is changing in the unstable branch. So Suns, that was one of the problems, is that when it was, they could still breed, they could still have kids, but the kids wouldn't get the genes they were supposed to because it calculated it in order, and if it went above the threshold, it would just cut that gene out. But that behavior is fixed on the test realm right now. I always call it the test realm. It's not really a test realm. But anyway, on the unstable branch, it's already fixed. So the patch that fixes that is coming to the Royal Tribute Collector, is coming to the main game, yeah. So soon you won't have to worry about it, or you could go ahead and go on the test branch, beta branch. They're here. I don't know. We haven't gotten Toxic Fallout this time, which, yeah, just luck of the draw. But yeah, Toxic Fallout wouldn't matter at all for us, really. I don't think we've gotten Toxic Fallout this run. That's what I'm thinking too. Immediate. Well, the good news is I think Cassandra's on cooldown too. Yeah, Cassandra's on cooldown. Nice. So much plastic down here. So we will become a count or countess. I don't have time to do an entire in-game launch today. So that means tomorrow's stream will absolutely be the end of this run. Live or die. Can you craft legendary weapons in 1.4? Yes. I have crafted all the legendary weapons that we have. We have many. There's one. The rest of them are probably equipped, but yeah. Absolutely. You could in 1.3 as well, yep. Yep. Go get the plasteel. I don't know. It's pretty far away. Yeah. Construction or production specialist or inspiration makes it pretty easy to craft legendary weapons. Without a tortured artist, I don't have a tortured artist. So yes. So if you have an inspiration, Yeah, production specialist, or you have a tortured artist. Any of those three things will allow you to produce legendary weapons. Yep. Yep. Multiple production specialists? Yes. So that's a common thing that people ask. Like in the last run, I had a bunch of shooting specialists, and people were like, how do you have so many shooting specialists? Do you just have like a lot of different ideologies? No. So how it works is the leader and the moral guide, you can have just one of each of those. The other ones, there is no limit. You could literally have a colony that has 30 production specialists. There is no limit to these two. As long as they meet the minimum requirements. So like, for instance, with this one, they need a crafting or construction skill of 6 or higher. And you can make any of those, as many as you want into production specialist. It doesn't matter. There we go. It has the bodies on it too, but not the other bodies. Production specialist can still make legendary without an inspiration. Yeah, it doesn't need it. Production specialist, basically everything they make is 1 tier higher. And so yeah, you can have as many of those specialists as you want with ideology. Usually I use shooting specialists. I didn't in this one for the themed run, but usually I do, and I try to get as many shooting specialists as I can because they're so friggin' good. Production specialist seems very in line with, yeah. All right, lumberjack. Lumberjack, how many points do you need? 48. So 17. 17, I think. There they are. Took them so long to get to the base. We need to go hurry up and get down there, because they'll leave the map very quickly off the top here. What do I do about idle pawns? Let me finish this and I'll answer that. Don't forget. Feel free to ask again after we're done with this. There's 6. All right, let's try that. Hey! Hooray! A countess! Finally. Finally. All right. All right. So we need a grand meditation throne. We need to increase the impressiveness. Fine floor, etc. Okay. Fine floor, etc. Hextile counts as fine flooring, if I remember right. Believe so. So we're gonna move these to this steel here. Okay. Yeah, I think it does. I think it'll show you that it is, yeah, when we go to floor. Fine flooring. All right. Okay. All right, so what do I do to not make pawns idle? In the early game, what I do is I set every pawn to research, even if they're bad at it. I set them as a 4 to research, as long as they can research. And every time I see someone idle, I throw down another research bench, because research stacks. It all goes into your research pool. You have as many researchers as you want. And so that's what I do in the early game. In the mid game, depending on if I super care about wealth or not, I'll do the same thing with advanced research benches. And then the very late game, I'll do that with deep drills. You saw me move those up, and scanners. So scanning is ground penetrating. I can't say penetrating apparently. Ground penetrating scanners are research jobs. If you go into work and you hover over research, it will show you that operating a ground penetrating scanner is the last research job. So if they don't have anything to research, but they're set to research, they will go scan. And so I'm using that, as you can see, to scan a crap load of materials under the earth. I also have all the idle people set to clean and haul, so that is getting done as well. You think I just want to say penetration a bunch of times?
Penetration.
Is it better from Cranny, or is it better from Sky God, like a commandment?
I command thee, penetrate. Consentfully.
Thanks, Sky God. Thank you for putting that correction there at the end. It's better from Sky God. The granny one gave you chills. We don't really need this anymore. So, I guess if they die, they die. Sky God penetrated my soul. I don't know. You'll have to ask Satan about that. He's the one that knows about the double. The double-double. Ever say... Probably mute the channel. Oh, God. That reminds me of the weird Sky God thing the other day. Someone clipped. Scanned gold. Now we scan close by gold. Excellent. Way to go. Thank you. Fantastic. All right. We're going to start making marine armor then. Make marine armor. Do until I have X. X is 2. 51% or better. Normal or better. And Bidness Goat. Bidness Goat. Fix that there. We're going to move that up. Move that up. Okay. And then we're going to change this one to Soul Sapper. Yeah, it's okay. That's okay for now. Might move the cooking area. Let's go in. Krek Bibbery, Mycropsy, welcome in. Yes, armor gets sold for more money the higher HP it is, but do you really want to be making some of the most expensive armor in the game every time, like after every raid? You sort of replace all. No, 60% is way too high for me. I'm not planning on selling it anyway. So. You think this run's getting boring? Okay, well then go watch something else if you want. I don't know what to tell you. Dwarven City under Father Dur. Oh, and Aragon. I haven't read or watched Aragon in forever. That's just how. Oh my god. Oh, that's kind of terrible. We've had Kinnan as a prisoner for like 3 years. He's been there in the colony for so long as a prisoner. We gave him as a gift to the Empire. He had a breakdown. The Empire just killed him. They literally just bought this guy with honor. Wow. What a story. There he goes. There he goes. He's a hero. He's a hero. Let's give him an honorary Dwarven burial by putting him on a grate with fire underneath. There we go. Countess title revoked. It's so silly. So silly. That's just late game RimWorld. I mean, don't really have much else to do other than wait on things to get done. But yeah, we'll be doing the end game launch after we get this Countess. Taking back your title. Your prisoner sucked. You know what? Speaking of that, we should probably go ahead and get Empire Rep back up. It's gotten kind of low. I don't want to get into this situation where we have an Empire guy show up and die. And then, you know, we're suddenly enemies with the Empire. We have to re-ally and work on that. Quest active. Traveler seeks alms. Can we just have 58 beer? Just 50. You know what? You might can have 58 beer this time. No refunds. All prisoner cells, all slave acquisitions are final. Can I see from where in the world my audience is on Twitch? I can, yep. My top country is the United States. The second country is pretty even between Canada and Germany. Third is actually the UK. Fourth is Australia. And then after that, it's pretty all over the place. We actually have quite a lot of people that watch from New Zealand. Quite a lot of people from Scandinavian countries.
Our modest fellowship expands.
We have quite a few regulars from Ukraine as well. All over the place, though. From South America? Yeah, South America isn't high up on it. And I mean, it divides it by country as well. We do have a bit of people in Mexico. And a couple, maybe a percent from places like Argentina. Argentina's on there. Germany's on the highest one, though. Yeah. Are you the only one from Korea? No, you're not the only one. Not the only one. But it's definitely one of the lower percents. You have a doctor's appointment. You are scared they're gonna chop you up for organs. From Spain. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Yeah, people all over the world, which is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. So, wherever you're tuning in from, thank you. Thank you. It's interesting too. The breakdown on YouTube is basically the same. Basically the same. You got the US the highest, and then under US you have kind of Canada and Germany that you're like competing for second, which is actually pretty high viewership. Always surprises me how many people from Germany are watching, but that's you know, it seems like with management games like this and sim games, Germany in general has a really big fan base for those type of games, which is interesting. Yeah, Germans love their sim games. Yeah, like some clean construction. Tune in from your bed. Brazil, yeah, we have some Brazilians as well. Taiwan, there's not many from Taiwan. Hero, you might be only the second person that told me that they're tuning in from Taiwan. Let's go on Smithy. What FPS do you get? Mine always seems to struggle mid-game, but nothing is maxed out. So there's only so much you can do, Bob, with RimWorld as far as, and it basically goes by ticks per second. That's like one of the big metrics, you know. Not sure how many frames, but there's only a few things you can do with RimWorld because it's not super optimized. 1, play on a smaller map. 2, have less pawns. Or 3, obviously upgrade your computer to an extent. And then 4, I guess, is to get a performance enhancing mod. What? You can give RimWorld steroids? Kinda. It's called Rocketman is the one I suggest. Rocketman. Rocketman will help a lot with some late game and mid game slowdown. So that's illegal. You have to have a prescription for Rocketman. Perfect time for streaming for people that are in Germany and in Europe in general. But yeah, even with an amazing computer, there's only so much you can do to speed up RimWorld, unfortunately. All right, so now our gold can go into crafting stuff while we're getting this done. It looks like all the fine flooring is done. What was the next part we needed? Always forget. Grand meditation throne. We're gonna need a bigger room, some more columns, and some drapes. Okay. My phone's going crazy. What's going on, phone? Who's calling me? Stop calling me. Yeah, it only uses 1 core, yeah. Rocketman, available on blue pill only. Blue pill only. Yeah, people from all over, which is, you know, I won't go into detail, but I've talked a lot about, like, where I grew up and how things were and how it wasn't a good place and a very close-minded place and things like that, right? And the internet was just like one of the easy access to the internet was one of the best things that ever happened, especially for me. I don't know how it would have turned out, but it opened up the entire world. So when I started playing like StarCraft and especially like Brood War competitively online, and I started meeting people from all over, not just the country, but all over the world, it was really awesome. It was really, really good for me. So it's pretty awesome to look in chat and know that there's people there from all over the place, all over the globe, different backgrounds, and it's always cool. Watched episode 3 last night. It seems the edited videos are a bit further behind the stream than you thought. Yes. Yeah, it takes a long time to edit them, yeah. Long ago, the internet was not full of ads. That's right. All right, so we gotta wait for that cloth to come in to finish that off. I need to extend the size of this room, so we'll just install these elsewhere. Doesn't matter too much. Didn't exist when you were a kid. The internet meant you had a dial-up modem service subscription. I definitely had dial-up modem. I remember that noise. I remember when we first got upgraded DSL in my area. That was like the best thing that ever happened. Song of your people. Dug too deep. I'm just gonna grab everyone just in case. We don't need this many people for it, but just so I can keep track of where everyone is. One of those small bugs down there. Hey, stop breaking that. We need those. All right, it's dug too deep. Taken care of. Taken care of. All right, we're gonna mine this out. Okay. DLC for the internet. That's right. Dug too deep infestations don't scale, or their scaling cap is so small. Also, normal infestations have been super nerfed in 1.4. It was a stealth nerf. It was very intentional though. It's not a bug, but they were nerfed in 1.4 so that the maximum number of hives you get at 10,000 raid points, which is the raid point cap baseline, is right around 20. So literally infestations can only be like 20 hives now outside of quests and outside of a high Randy roll. Before, they were like 44 or 45 hives. So infestations got super nerfed. Super nerfed. Which is kind of interesting. Is mountain temperature management not a concern? Not on this type of map. So the only time that we would really need air conditioning in here on a mountain map, because mountain maps are really, or mountain bases are very insulated in general. And they usually stay around 70-ish, depending on the rest of the map. But if we have like a heat wave, and we have had a couple of heat waves in it, but it hasn't been too bad because mountain base buffed. Yeah, basically. Infestations are even easier to deal with now. Yeah. Let's see here. I need the grand throne, right? 75 gold. That there, and that's done. Don't toss babies into the crematorium if they get too cold. So, God, the opposite of throwing the baby in the freezer, yeah. It's a good thing. Play that piano, business goat. Just a few notes, apparently. Just a few notes. We'll turn that back on for now. Trait guide. What's the most likely topics you'll cover next? The next one is there's basically two that are pretty much done, and they're more of beginner guides. So, but even things in that can help people that have lots of hours, you know. So I don't want to frame it like that too much. But there's going to be a combat basics guide in 10 minutes, which is going to go over a lot of things like melee blocking and things like that. Cover, you know, setting up basics for combat and how combat functions and whatnot. So that one is almost done. And then I have one that's that I'm asked a lot on stream, especially like, well, by new players, and especially when something new comes out in RimWorld and we get a lot of influx of new players, and that's what are all the ways to get components in your game, like forever. Like how do you get components in each stage of the game? So those are both pretty much done. I just have to have time to finish them up. What's his? His is dying from not getting a Psychite, so no racetrack in this one. No, not yet. No, I don't know if I'll do that this time. All right, get that made. When I finish this run, whenever it's ready, it'll probably be tomorrow, I'm guessing. That one has to be called ABC. Always buy components. The barracks is the new racetrack. Hell open doors. I did put a door off center for people to see, but no one's really made any comments about it. Not really. All right, let's get that. Like the color scheme on the floors, that gold vein, sleeping in gold caverns. Next one's that Smurf. Yeah, so to be clear, the combat basics guide is another one that's a Smurf production. So Smurf and I are working on that one, and the components one is one of the solo ones, kind of like the Killbox one was. Not that it matters, but just so you know how we're working and dividing it up. So advanced combat, raid points, food, and mood are coming as well. There will probably be a lot more guides coming in December, since right now I have the contract with Twitch, so I'm having to stream a whole lot more than normal. And they might give me a contract for December, and if they do that, I'll probably stream some of the guide creation, but we'll see. Fix it. Pawns decide which armor to use. So pawns will do a couple things. So one of the things they try to do is try to get clothing that is temperature appropriate for them. They also try to wear whatever gives them the most defense. So if you are having an issue where a pawn is deciding to put on like a flak vest over or instead of like a recon armor, well, that's probably because of quality of material, making the flak combo actually better than that power armor. So depending on quality, that can very much happen. But in general, if you don't set up any rules, they try to keep themselves safe, both for defensively and temperature-wise. Chinchilla, welcome in. You're caught up. Coming in from YouTube. Legendary marine armor. Let's put that on one of our melee blockers. There we go. Let's check out the defense on that bad boy. 190% sharp resistance. Nice. Nice. Direct all guide compliments towards you and any complaints. I think I told you as well. I started getting things on the guides that I made, and it's fine, but it's just kind of silly. Some of the guides that I made myself, even some before I even knew Smurf existed, and like newer ones that I make myself, sometimes I'll get people that tell other people that I didn't make them. So I had that happen with the Singularity box. The Singularity guide I made on by myself completely, and I saw someone tell someone else that I didn't even make the guide. It's like, you might as well not ask him. He didn't make it anyway. It's like, all right. First time-ish watching live. Welcome in, Soul. Thank you for watching. Calamity, welcome in. Where are you, business goat? Let's finish this throne. Can't win. Can't win. Yeah, we're getting ready to do the Countess ceremony. Whoa, legendary steel grand meditation throne. Holy crap. How do you not have art on this? How is this one of the legendaries that can roll? You can have you can have artwork on like a bed. If you have it, you can't get it on a legendary meditation throne. How much is this thing worth? It's actually not as much market value as I thought. Can you paint the thrones? Let's see. Or some things you can't. You can paint the throne. Let's see it painted red. 240 beauty for that fancy chair. Fancy chair. Fine, I'll do the art myself. I want to see what it looks like. Look at that. It's now it's the McDonald's of thrones. Welcome to the Ronald McDonald Grand Meditation Throne. Where'd you get your throne? I got it in a Happy Meal. Bum 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 bum. Colony's just loving it. All right. What else do we need? We need the drapes. All right. You kind of liked it before I mentioned it at McDonald's. No. What's wealth at? It's crazy. What are we at? 440,000 wealth. McDonald's lawyers coming in. That's where all the donations to the Ronald McDonald House go into making grand thrones. We also need a couple more columns. There we go. I'll get it copyright striked by doing the bum 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 thing. Notice I didn't do it in the right tune that time. Some brightly colored floors. They are. I'm gonna go with. I'm just going to go with Lad this month. Lad, thank you for the 3 months. Thank you, Lad. I'm not sure what I called you last month. I don't remember. Can you go over how the raid pattern changes for ship launch? Getting close to launch and you're curious. It's been a while, or is there a guide? I don't have a guide on it. That's actually a good one that could be a very quick one. So it looks like Smurf already has you covered. But basically how it works is when you start up the ship, you have to defend it for 15 days. During that 15 days, every day and a half, it's going to roll either 1 or 2 raid events. And I specifically say raid events because it's not going to roll like... Anyway, you get the idea. It rolls either 1 or 2 raid events every day and a half. And so you can have a ship launch if you're really lucky with just 15 raids. Or around that, 10 to 15 raids. Or you could get really unlucky and you could have one that has like 25-ish or something, so... Oh, did I pull the microphone arm into the screen? So people thought there was a break. Oh, yeah, I see that. But yeah, it's basically 1 to 2 raids are summoned every day and a half for 15 in-game days. So 1 quadrum, 1 season. So you can plan for that a little bit. Basically what I would tell you is to plan to have 20 raids. Have a plan in mind, have enough drugs, food, special equipment, whatever you need for 20 raids. And I would also suggest you start the ship at the beginning of a season that's going to be kind to you, like a spring or a summer. You don't want to start, you know, it in the winter on a map that has like deathly cold winters that you might have trouble with food or something. I mean, obviously it depends on what you have going on in your playthrough, but just in general, I would say start it up at the beginning of a good season and get ready for your 20-ish raids. 20-ish raids. Okay. We scanned some gold relatively close, right? Here. Okay. So we're actually going to grab that. Launch a ship. The first couple of days are calm. Yeah, it's kind of weird like that too. Sometimes not. I remember on one of... Oh, and it's also important to know that the ship launch event is the same coding for all three of the storytellers. So if you are playing Phoebe and you're like, all right, Phoebe's going to hit me less with ship raids than Cassandra, it's not the case. So ship raids are separate. They're their own thing, and each storyteller just pulls that in for the ship launch. So have no mercy on the raids. If you have temporary weapons and stuff, use them. Yeah. So that's what I was talking about too with the like low shields, stuff like that. Use what you got on them. So it might be tempting to... I mean, don't blow everything on the first couple of raids unless you really need to. And if there's a certain raid that is your weakness, you know, definitely use stuff against that one regardless when they come. But don't be too crazy about rationing stuff. There's going to be way less stuff getting done in the launch period, so, you know, you might want to make extra food and actually make a freezer and shove it full. Might want to get a bunch of fine meals or lavish meals ready for a mood increase during those 15 days. You know, stuff like that. You're going to try out no pause in your next run? That's awesome. Yeah, let me know how it goes. I always like hearing people's experience with it. All right, those drapes are done. Let's see what else we needed. Do I have to have this assigned to them? I think I do. Fibrous mechanites. All right, 160 impressiveness. All right. So that won't be too difficult. We'll just get some of those made and we'll be good to go. Who's our art person? They are still set as for arts. Oh, I think I know what I did. Yeah, there we go. Okay, use any stone blocks. There we go. Fibrous mechanites can be a blessing and a curse. Obviously, we get the normal downsides. Fibrous mechanites, we get sick, mood hits, and in pain, mood hit, whatever. But on the positive side of it, it's going to help us with manipulation, movement, blood pumping. It's kind of like a mini Luciferium in a lot of ways. Can you force colonists into hetero or homo relationships? So with biotech, maybe it's 1.4 thing, you can click on someone and in the social tab you can hit romance, but they have to already have an opinion towards each other, a positive like romantic opinion. So I don't think so. So I think it only allows you to do viable partners for them, and so for those sexualities, those aren't viable partners. They shouldn't show up in here. So sure, if you wanted to do that for some reason, I'm sure there's a mod. But is the update still in beta? Yes, the update is still in beta. Yep. What stage of the RimWorld run do I enjoy the most? I enjoy early game until end of mid game. My favorite portion of RimWorld is probably from 10,000 wealth to 150,000 wealth on 500%. That's probably my favorite. Yeah. This one we could have ended probably a week ago, but we're doing the thematic ending by having a royal, so it's taking a little bit longer. That's all right. That's all right. We're almost done with it now. We got our countess. We just need to do their ceremony. And, yeah. Pretty clear to finish up. Find the romance command a bit cheesy. You found every time people break up. If you want, force them to get back together. Like 70% chance. You can cheese it. Yeah. I'm okay with there being cheese in the game, of course. But you can either use it or not. I know if you're min-maxing, it's hard not to, but... do we ship? No, we're not doing ship launch. Nope, we're doing the royal launch instead. King under the mountain. That's right. Well, in this case, queen under the mountain. Queen under the mountain. Nope. Redo it. It's got to be a king. Queen under the mountain. Got tons of that steel. We're buying that gold also. Let's bring a couple of these. Well, how are we doing on plasteel? 1,000 plasteel. That's pretty good. We'll bring one of these down there, though. I can click on it. There we go. Does Lumberjack get close to the ceremony? They're aesthetic. They're aesthetic. I'm not nudist. They'll have a marine armor popping up sometime. They can have the next marine armor. Pirates of the Caribbean. Elizabeth Swan, King of the Brethren Court. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Disney was... I'm not going to get into all this crap, but Disney was going to make another Pirates I saw, and they canceled it. Probably for the best. Probably for the best. Johnny Bravo. Johnny Bravo, you know what? Not only did I love that show as a kid, I mean, going back and watching it now, it's kind of terrible in a lot of ways. But there's always a scene from a specific episode of Johnny Bravo that I think about. And one of the reasons why is I remember when I was a kid, my grandmother, like Cartoon Network just really started. My grandmother decided to hang out and watch some of these cartoons with me. And she liked the Johnny Bravo show. That was like her favorite one out of those early Cartoon Network ones. And I can remember we watched the episode where he's looking for his grandmother or his mama. Mama! And he's looking for her everywhere. And it's just a silly thing where he's like going to lots of different scenes. And he like puts his head under the water and asks if she's down there and stuff like that. Just this minor scene. But anyway, it always stuck with me because my grandmother just loved it. She was just cracking up the whole time. And me and my grandmother were really close. Really close. It was kind of my escape place with the crazy childhood that I had. So, but anyway, your name brought that back into my immediate memory. Let's go inside. Bob, welcome in. Oh yeah, I know. That's why I said I wasn't going to get into the reasons why, but yes, I know why. I mean, I know why he's not in it, or would not have been in it, I guess I would say. And then my pants fell down. Oh yeah, Johnny Bravo deep cut quote. My pants fell down. Man, there's some crazy ones in there. You rewatch some of those. There's some real nuts stuff going on. Whoops, someone else grabbed that. It's all right, Lumberjack. You'll get some clothing soon. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We got cotton coming in. Got people making clothes out of cotton. I know a lot of people got double strand. It's fine. Oh, sounds like a amazing person. Yeah, it was really close to my grandmother. I don't want to get into like sad mopey stuff, but it's my grandmother passed away, and she wasn't that old when she passed away. She was in her 60s, late 60s, and it's always sad, but it was extra sad because we were really close. But the extra bad part about it was that my grandmother passed away right before I got married, and therefore also right before we found out that we were pregnant and stuff like that. So she never got to be there for the wedding type thing, or met my daughter and stuff like that. But that's how life goes sometimes, sad stuff. But I won't get into the mopey stuff on the stream. But anyway, back to the happy memory. She really liked Johnny Bravo. I remember when Cartoon Network was released, a lot of those early cartoons. And I used to go over there and watch Dexter. Loved Dexter back then. Yeah, that's not my... Yeah, the granny from the stream quotes is not my... She would never say any of those things, but... Speaking of granny from the quotes, a different granny. Coco is summoned granny. All right, Coco, let's see what this granny says. It's like my dear old granny used to say. She was always saying this.
I can't believe I accidentally became a little girl.
Hang on, granny. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wow. Granny. Very progressive back in the day. Back in the day. Very progressive granny. Just learn the quotes from Johnny Bravo. What's quality in this room now? 144. Let me check something on this quest here. That's okay. Dexter the Serial Killer was not one of the first cartoons that came to Cartoon Network. So yes, of course I'm talking about Dexter's Lab. I remember when Cartoon Network was first released in the early 90s, and one of the first shows on there was about a serial killer. No. Dexter's Lab, yes, of course. Thank you, Binary. Man, wouldn't that have been a shock? That'd have been something else. Right after Cow and Chicken. It's like, you think Cow and Chicken's weird? Wait till you see this. Hope you like blood splatters. I'm gonna... Fromage. I remember that episode, yeah. Dee Dee. I remember the release of Toonami, yeah. We're actually talking on the bonus stream Sunday night about how annoying it was back in the day when Dragon Ball Z was getting released onto Cartoon Network, and it would replay because they had to wait for the manga to like do its thing, and so they'd do all these filler episodes and things, and you would go through like a certain saga and then it would start over. Like it felt like to get through the Frieza saga was like most of my childhood. It's like half my childhood was spent waiting to see what would happen at the end of the Frieza saga. Like, and some of the sagas were even divided in half. It was really frustrating. So like the Namek saga in general was like, there was like a arbitrary end and where it switched over to the Frieza saga. And so in Cartoon Network, you would watch and it would get like halfway through the Namek thing. And then in the next episode, all of a sudden Raditz is showing up and you're like, no, why God, why? Yeah, man, I remember coming home from school, trying to get my homework done really quick so I could watch DBZ, I think at like 5 p.m. or something like that. Rock the Dragon coming on the TV, being super hyped. And then the series has just started over. I don't even think they had gotten through the Cell saga by the time I was towards the end of high school. So it's like, you remember those? Do you remember when they upgraded Bob? Remember Bob, the host of Toonami? He started out as like this kind of like beer belly robot. And they tried to make him cooler. they like thinned him out and stuff. Was it Tom or Bob? I don't remember. Or did they change his name? Was it Tom? It was Tom. It was Tom. It's coming back to me now. Tom, yeah. That was another annoying thing. Like the first 5 minutes of the episode was previously on Dragon Ball Z. And then we go through that. And then you'd have all the commercials and stuff. You'd have the 10 minutes of the show. And then at the end, will our heroes be able to overcome? Will Goku finally reach the end of Snake Way? Maybe next year. Maybe next year. Maybe next year. Find out next time. Snake Way took for friggin' ever back then. All right. So what's the impressiveness? We're at 149, 149. I could make a grand sculpture instead. Kind of crazy that this is only 149. We could make it more spacious. You know what, Lilith? I'm not sure you're ever going to get to use this. Let's move it somewhere just in case. I think we're done with the jeans. Let's go ahead and rip those down. We'll move this. We'll enclose this to make it a little fancier. You remember watching the first episode of DBZ and thinking, this guy looks like the Dragon Ball kid? No. There's a good reason for that. 23 minutes per episode, 10 minutes of real content. The Super Nintendo DBZ RPG with dope music and weird cards. I never played that one, no. I've seen stuff from it. Never played it myself. All right, so we are still getting things ready for the end game. We need to get our countess actually, turned into a countess through the ceremony. So we gotta get the throne room all set up so we can do that. And in the meantime, we're mining gold, steel, etc., and getting marine armor. So we might as well get that set up while we're doing all this other stuff. If we end up getting all the marine armors before we do the ceremony or before the royal launch or whatever you want to call it, then we will also make some bionics for our people. Some bionics. We actually don't need this prisoner anymore either. How long until they're dead? 3 days. 3 days. Okay. 3 days. Okay, we can mine that out. We don't have any jade. I think we scanned some jade pretty close by. Oh, there's plasteel just right there in that hallway. But no super close jade. I know we scanned some, but not super close. Not super close. Why has the medical emergency been up? It's this person's dying of chemical withdrawal, but we don't need them anymore. So, but I can't just harvest their organs or kill them because our dwarves don't like that sort of thing. Dwarves not big fans of that, so. He wants a psych at you. Another breach. Another tribal breach. Okay. What's up with all the tribal breaches today? Holy crap. Gold dwarves. Made a. Wouldn't mind selling some organs. Oh yeah. If we had been 40k dwarves too, yeah. Talked about that, but no, we're mostly honorable Dawi. 100% safe dose interval is wrong for kids 3 to 8. Yeah, it's 2.9 for beer, 5.7. It's so weird, yeah. So it's just the in-game tooltip that's wrong on it. That's annoying. That's pretty annoying. I'd see the pew pew. Hey, baby dwarf, maybe go back inside. Just maybe. Fertilize our mushrooms. Sounds kind of suggestive, you know? Like... Excuse me, would you like to fertilize my mushroom? Yeah, start using that. Let me know how it turns out. You guys that are still out in the market, you know, you're on Tinder or something, please use that on Tinder. Post the results in the Discord. I'd appreciate it. Adam, you're making Tinder even worse for women. Worse or better? The worst they can say is it depends. If someone actually uses that, let us know. That would be awesome. I didn't actually think anyone would. They both watch the stream and it ends up being good. What? Wait a minute. Do you play RimWorld? Just combat command. Let's make it even crazier. We're trying to leave this side of the map too because I have it open. All right, we're getting some shooting experience here. What if our colonists held hands in RimWorld?
$5.
Just kidding. Unless. All right, those ones are smarter. I was gonna say those ones are smarter. Perhaps. All right, let them eat. Flee into the battle line. Who knew that's what an alpaca sounded like? Oops. Sorry, Fallen. I didn't mean to grab that. Do I consider those mushrooms lead fortified? I will not comment on that. However, they are fully organic. So this soil has never had any kind of non-natural fertilizer used on it. Definitely not within the last like 25 years. So I'm going to sell these as completely organic. And that's my only comment there. Lead content's not my fault.
Our modest fellowship expands. Praise the sub.
It's not my fault. Iron fortified. Different. Thank you for the subscription. Thank you, Different. Very much appreciated. And more gnome. What I'm saying. Thank you for the $5 donation. What kind of underwear does Adam wear? It depends. No. We have a legendary statue somewhere. I don't know where it is. I don't know where the legendary statue is. I think we could probably ask one of the colonists, you know? There's a masterwork one. I know there's a legendary. There's a legendary. I remember when we made it. But where it ended up, who can say for sure? A poor one? Did I see a poor one in there? Oh, that was a poor shelf, I think. Poor shelf. Is it one of the ones I put in the kill box? There's a normal. There's a good. Normal. Normal. Oh no, duck 2. Good. Good. Excellent. Let's see. What about... There's another masterwork. Good. Good. Why don't you make weapon rules instead of assigning them one by one? Seems tedious. Just how I want to do it. Weapon rules. I mean, yeah, I'm guessing you must be talking about a mod, right? But yeah, it must be a mod because I was pretty sure that wasn't something that was added. That's why I was just looking. But I didn't want to say it first because there's been so many things changing all the friggin' time of 1.4. But yeah, you have a mod that's doing that, I suppose. What quality is your clothing? It's not great quality, you know. It's just whatever. It's just t-shirts and things, just cheap stuff. But it's enough for me. Legendary marine helmet, legendary marine armor. We got, it's all over the place, but most of our stuff is excellent masterwork or better. Excellent masterwork or better. All right, let's start looking for this again. No idea where that. I thought I had put it in one of the bedrooms, but apparently I didn't. It also could have gotten destroyed at some point. We did have a few. We actually did have one. Oh no, we had one destroyed. That's the one it was, I betcha. So I'm pretty sure I did put it in a bedroom, and we had an infestation in one of these bedrooms, and it destroyed it. There was a statue that got destroyed, and I am willing to bet that was the one. That was the one. Ah well. Ah well. You were correct. Just copy, paste, and chain shotgun minigun. Are you talking about a mod though? Like there's no weapon assignments. There's outfits, but outfits don't have. That's why I was looking to make sure they hadn't changed it. But outfits don't have weapon slots, so it's like weapons. Pawns in the base game do not equip weapons on their own. They don't. Even if they drop their own weapon, there's a mod to make them pick up the weapon that they dropped, but they just will not re-equip a weapon. You have to do it yourself. So, and this is, we basically don't use any mods. Like you can do exclamation mods if you want, but yeah. And it doesn't look like it's changed, so. That's the number one thing about infestations, destroying your legendary furniture and stuff. So no option to force pawns to never carry food with them. You could have them have nutrient paste. They won't carry that with them. Pick up their weapon if you don't move the pawn. You mean if it's like on the same tile and they stand back up, they will sometimes pick it up that way, yeah. But they won't, like, if they need taken to a hospital bed or something like that, they're not going to go get their weapon when they get up unless you have a mod. They're like, where's my weapon or something. Of course, being eaten. This is the first run I've had no cannibals in a really long time. Really long time. Ate without a table. Curse from Satan. Yeah, without a mod, There's nothing you can do about that being tedious, selecting all the weapons. Came with armor, but not. Yeah, there's plenty of mods for it, but I don't use any of those. I haven't used... Yeah, we'll literally die without beer in this run. I haven't used beer since like 1.0. Can you make pawns store nutrient paste somehow? You can, yes. There's an exploit that you can have them do. Basically, you can even do it while paused if you play with pause. Basically, you have someone that's going to get... You put a zone. You can put a zone in the very middle of your nutrient paste dispenser for nutrient paste. And then you can have someone that's going to use it in front of it. And you can just draft and undraft them really quickly, even with pause. And they'll keep getting meals out and dropping it. And then you can store that wherever you want. A work order for nutrient paste? I haven't seen one. Where? I'll check, but not that I know of. All right, let's get the rest of this down. Hopefully that'll get us close to what we need. What are we getting refugees for? It's still not doing the thing where it counts the children, or it only counts children or whatever. 20 refugees. Yeah, I mean, there's not here, if that's what you're talking about. How you store it? Well, yeah, you can put nutrient paste in a zone or a shelf, but we're talking about how to like get it, nutrient paste out of the dispenser, even when they're not needing it, so that they can like store it in a freezer or something. I thought. Oh, that's what we're talking about. Yeah. 19 of them are children. Patch is still on the experimental. Yeah. 19 children, save them. They're not dwarfs. It's like they're not even real people. They're not dwarfs. No, I'm not taking those. Slow down my game for no reason. We're at 159. We're almost there, so this should do it. This should do it. Oh, I got you. I got you. You didn't know the draft trick part of it? Yeah. So that you can do it either way. My bad. I thought you were talking about. So you got me confused by saying work order. So you meant like just a storage rule in the storage rule, right? But yeah, you can do it both ways. You can do the draft one, unless they changed it. You can do the draft one even while paused. So even while paused, you could draft and undraft someone getting nutrient paste, and they would just spam nutrient paste even while paused onto the floor, and you can do, you know, all of your hoppers worth. I don't know if they changed that or not. That's how it used to work. You always thought weapons had a rule set. You would think it was in vanilla. That's the thing. Like a lot of people that have used mods for so long, just they don't remember which mods are and aren't, which is fine. It's a very common thing. But so yeah, no worries. But no, it's not in my game. All right, there we go. The impressiveness is there. Oh, I got you. That's one of the problems too, is when there's like 5 different people having the same conversation, and so I only caught part of it. So anyway, I think we're all on the same page, just calling different things different things. A lot of features seem like they should be in the base game. All right. And we're still getting those cleaned up. Kind of crazy. Kind of nuts. Oh yeah, the change of the hopper is very nice. Now you don't have to go in and choose the hopper. You can just click to add hoppers. Conclusion: abuse zones to force pawns to equip pace his weapon. No. No. Do I ever listen to P music songs outside of RimWorld? I have a video game playlist that I'll listen to sometimes when I'm working on stuff, doing emails and whatnot, and P music is part of that. So yes. Yes. A raid. Dropped it on top of us. Oh, it's down there. It's down there. What do they have? No explosives. Okay. I was a little slow to react, so they destroyed some stuff. That sucks. That sucks. Might do a little cheesing down there. A little cheese and a little Dwarf cheese, maybe. Take that helmet, thank you. Always get those. You have a lot of pawns. How do I not have a lot of problem with breaking? Biphasic schedule. Exclamation SCH. Strongest thing I've ever found in the game. Biphasic schedule. You can have someone on biphasic or triphasic, and they literally have like 5, 6 like levers that are dead, and they will hardly ever break down. Can't believe they paratroopered in with the boars. Yeah. Okay, that gold is done. Exclamation SCH will take you to that guide. What is the most deadly humanoid faction now? In my current setup, it was originally Wasters, toxic raids, because we didn't have anything to deal with the close range toxic stuff. But now that we have kidneys, the deadliest is probably explosive Itakine. Probably. Pigs are annoying. We're allied with the pigs. I start the royal ascent or not? No, we have not. We literally just finished the room to get the count or countess. So no, not yet. Not yet. Why to put lights in the bedrooms? This is a funny thing here. So, all right, there's 2 things to it. I didn't put lights in any of the bedrooms, and people came in and they said, Adam, why didn't you put lights in the bedroom? Don't you need lights in the bedroom? So I'll just answer it fully. The only reason to put lights in the bedroom normally is for tending. So if you're going to tend in the bedroom, then light helps. But a lot of people are under the assumption that the mood hit from being in the dark hurts you while you're sleeping. It does not. So people sleep in the dark, they'll get the little darkness thing, but it doesn't matter because mood doesn't change while they're sleeping. So why did I do it? Bugs have a list of criteria that dictates where they spawn, and one of those criteria is they try to spawn somewhere with low or no light. So we were occasionally getting infestations in this area because there was no light. So overhead mountain, no light in a big area. So we're getting infestation, so I put lights in there. But it is one of those funny things where like, no matter which way I do it, we'll get a lot of questions either way. So I figured I'd answer both sides of it. You do not need light in your bedrooms for mood, unless you're doing other things in that bedroom. You do need it in there if you're doing tending, medical stuff in there. And the reason we specifically have it is for infestations. Fear phobia. A fear of fear. There with the Twitch Prime. Thank you, fear phobia. A fear of fear. We only have 3 barrels. Ooh. Winter is here. Winter is here. I guess I don't really need that like that anymore, but... Fearfully fears for fear. Any reason for not going with a smaller map? I usually go smaller maps. I wanted a bigger mountain in this one. Your infestation bait's working so far. Nice. Mood high when you have so many pawns. I already answered that. Biphasic schedule. Exclamation. If you type exclamation SCH in the chat, you'll go right to it. But biphasic schedule and problem pawns I put on a flipped biphasic. What's the reason to make some floors? It's just where the gold has spawned, you see? The gold. Those are just chambers of gold, and those are gold veins leading there. And it looks better. But yeah, the biggest thing is scheduling, honestly. Like, we're only having simple meals. Does it work for night owls? That's in the guide, but yes, it is. Yes, it works for night owls, but again, that's covered in the guide at !SCH. So be sure you watch that sometime. It has timestamps, so you can go to the parts that's relevant for you. If you still have questions after that, let me know. Day 200 of your first Losing is Fun travel run. Nice. They really know. Good luck, Tyler. Good luck. Good luck. All right. Gold. It's kind of crazy those stay there. This is where they make the IKEA furniture. Yes, deep under the ground. Deep under the ground. Deep under the ground. All right, turn those back on. Turn these ones. We'll leave them on. Still got tribal crap we're dealing with. All right, I think this is ready. So is Cassandra on? Whoops. Let me hit every button aside from the one I need. Cassandra, are you chilling out for now? She is. Okay, so now would be a good time to do the ceremony. Do we have any... All right, that guy finally died. See ya. See ya. Okay. Let's go ahead and do this. Hopefully to... You guys gonna burn him? It's mood. Blue is the sky they never see, and gold's the metal they never see. Swedish dwarfs. Biphasic schedule is low-key busted. You had a sick pawn go through a psychic drone, and they only dipped into minor. It really is, which is what... So, I don't pay much attention to, like, the negative comments on YouTube. They don't bother me, I should say. But the scheduling guide is one of the... It's probably the video that I have up on YouTube that has the most just absurd comments. I had a comment on there the other day from someone that said, if you have your people sleep twice a day, that just means they're going to have to walk back to their bed an extra time a day. I only have 100 hours in the game, and I can already tell you that that's not very efficient. This guide is stupid. No one should use it. I have so many comments like that where people are like, nuh-uh. It's like, just try it. Just literally try it. And I had one where someone was having problems with it. They're like, man, they're taking forever to come back to the base. I don't understand what's going on. This is a terrible schedule. And someone else replied to them. They were like, how big, like, are you letting your people go far away from the base? What size is your map? How big is your base? And the person replied and they said, I have a mountain base and I'm using a 900 by 900 map. And they were completely serious. And they went in this long paragraph explaining why biphasic is bad, because they were using a 900 by 900 mountain map and their people were coming back home to sleep in the middle of the day instead of going to the other side of the map like they wanted. I'm like, kill me. Just take me out. This doesn't work. I've literally modded the game so that it doesn't work. It's stupid. Floor baby has become an adult. Floor baby. I cannot believe this floor baby turned out so well. I'll just grab super immune. Screw it. Great memory, tough, super immune, and they were unconscious most of their life. Nice. It's the schedule's fault. Min-max and gatekeep, how you should play the game. I have no idea. It's so weird. In every guide that I do in the beginning of it, I'm like, play however you want. Play whatever's fun with you. Play what works for you. Do whatever you want. It doesn't bother me. Like, have fun. But here's how it actually works, and here's the reason these things work and why they work. Use it or don't. I don't care. And I constantly get comments every day about things like that. Floor gave it a good immune system. You literally have to have like developer mode or a mod or something to get 900, 900. Just comment that you're wrong without explaining. Trigger them. So it's so crazy. Biphasic is so incredibly strong, but obviously there's outliers that it's not going to be strong for and play styles. But all the time I get people that haven't watched the guide. It's like, this guide is wrong. Biphasic is terrible. It's all right. You say that vegetables are healthy.
Welcome back. Your steadfast loyalty is greatly appreciated.
You say vegetables are healthy, but my uncle ate 50 pounds of carrots and he died. McDonald's only for me, please. Bum 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 bum. Anyway. Do I have any guide on Nutrifungus or Mountain Dwellers? No, I don't have an actual guide on it. I've talked about it in stream a whole lot, though. Why does the game warn you when you get too big of a map? Okay, there's a couple things going on. Let me explain this, and then I'll set the ceremony. There's a couple things the game warns you about on a big map, and here's the reason why. One of them is that when you have a bigger map, your pawns will ignore their needs if they are able to go do a job like elsewhere on the map. They will ignore their needs, and since the map is really big, that's where the screwed up pathing a lot of times is part of it, is that they will like go try to do their job, and they will literally like break down or starve to death without like stopping. So if you have like a huge map and they're coming down here to do something and they're already like queued to do it, a lot of times they will just keep going no matter what. So if you're not using zoning, it doesn't really matter if you're using zoning like I do. If you're not using zoning, stuff like that will happen. So, and pawns will get kind of lost out there and whatnot. Okay, there's one. The second one is performance. The bigger the map, the more things that are calculating all the time. Every single tile is calculating things of like plant growth and, you know, when fires happen and pathing and all kinds of stuff like that. So it mainly hits performance, and it hits pawns, how pawns act if you let them go out on the map. Now, there are some other kind of downsides as far as buggy things that happen. If you have a huge map, humanoid raiders, especially ones that prepare, a lot of time are going to end up starting to starve, starting to get hungry about 15 hours into the raid, and they will actually just give up. So you can have a map that's big enough. Like if this was one of those 900 maps and we had our base up here and a humanoid raid spawned down here, they prepared for a while, they would literally start starving before they got to the base, and they would just leave the map. So there are things like that as well. But the big warnings are for performance and for pawns, you know, screwing up, especially if you don't use zoning rules. No zoning run on the max size map. Yeah, so I have a comment on that one too. So this is another thing. We actually talked about it before the stream. I had a comment on the traits guide telling me that Quick Sleeper was bad. They were like, actually, Quick Sleeper is a pretty bad quirk because my Quick Sleeper pawns wake up before everyone else, and they head off by themselves out to do their job on the edge of the map, and they end up breaking down out there or getting caught by a raid, and I don't notice it. So they're basically saying quick sleeper is bad because I don't zone my pawns to not go to the edge of the map. And I don't pay attention to them. It's such a weird comment. That 100-hour player who knows walking distance matters is especially amusing because on minute 2 of the guide, we specifically discuss the topic with multiple examples. Yet people comment on them before they watch it at all, or they've only watched a very little bit. I still will never forget when I put out the wealth guide. Like, it's so crazy. I put out the wealth guide and someone left a comment pretty early on that was like, managing wealth in RimWorld is stupid. You should play however you want. You should not play to manage wealth. And that was their comment. And it's like, hang on, let me process this. You should play however you want, but you shouldn't play that way. You should play however you want, but not that way. I was like, all right. It's just so funny. I have a folder of a lot of these comments just because they're so funny, and I don't want if the people delete them, I don't want to forget. I don't want to forget how silly they are. There's a lot of people that comment without watching the guides. 100%. Tons and tons. All right. It is ceremony time. Here we go. Lumberjack. Nice. Playing RimWorld is stupid. You should play Sims. A comment review stream. So people have asked me to do a comment review thing or to like have a video every month where I just read the dumbest comments. But the problem with that is people will start leaving more and more just to try to get into that video. And I know it'll work that way. I see it happen on like Artosis' stream, for instance. When he started doing his unbanned request streams, he started having way more people try and get banned for more and more extreme reasons. So I'm not going to do that. Yeah, that would just cause even more problems. Got a mod to keep things somewhat controlled. Only fun, just good times. Yeah, just have fun. You don't use zoning and you've never had a problem with pawns, I strongly suggest you use zones. They're very strong. I mean, if you don't want to use them for whatever reason, that's fine, but... I have a document of negative comments. I do because they're so funny. I have some really funny ones. Like that guy that was telling me, oh man, that guy was out of his mind. I had to block him on Twitter even. He went to Twitter to start asking me to come fight him. He's like, I can drive up to Indianapolis from Kentucky. It's only a few hours away. We can settle this. I'm like, man, you're out of your friggin' mind. What? Go get some help. Strongly recommend zones. Get in the zone, the auto zone. All right. That guy told me, he was like, I think you'll be a success. I think you're going to be successful. But at the end of the day, when you have all that success, you're going to hate yourself for it. And he started talking about me being a member of the global elite and all this other stuff. And I was like, so weird. Are we Ragnarocking tonight? Yes, yes. Challenge him to urinal chicken. So it's so silly. It's so silly. The 1%. He's a member of the RimWorld Illuminati. Countess, hooray! Way to go, Lumberjack. A Dwarven queen. Holy crap. Look at that. Neuroquake, but psychically deaf. So, side casting is elf stuff. Ew. You've seen me enough times telling people to play how they want. It's the opposite of being elitist. I know, and people tell me I am all the time. I know. I try to say that at the beginning of like every guide. Do whatever you want. Play for fun. Life's short. A lot of people don't have very many hours in the day for video games. Just do whatever's fun for you. I literally, with RimWorld, single player game, do anything that's fun for you with RimWorld. I don't care. I'll give you the facts on some things with RimWorld, but play however you want. Ignore them or not. A Met Cluster. Psychic Droner.
Our modest fellowship expands.
No.
Praise the sub.
Telling me to play how I want. You're ruining my fun. Cream Eagle, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Nike, thank you for the 9 months. Thank you, Nike. That's a long time. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I don't care about that that droner. I don't want that droner. Is it possible to make music play more often in the game? There is a mod. There's a couple of different mods. One mod lets you actually control the music on stream or on your screen and tells you the name of the song. How dare you tell me to have fun? Oh god, and then not long ago there was that guy that was saying people just playing video games for fun is what's wrong with society. Yeah. And he was like, I can go into more details if you want. And someone else asked him, and he posted like a friggin' essay about how politics is all screwed up because kids think they can just play video games for fun and things like that. Oh my god, it was so crazy. Flask, thank you for the Twitch Prime also. Thank you, Flask. So crazy. I saved that one too. And I thought that one was a troll. I thought that one was a troll. I was like, there's no way this can be a real person. So I clicked on their name, and they have videos on their YouTube going back like years and years and years. And all of them is like them talking through their phone camera. And I was like, all right, maybe this person, maybe they're like, I don't mean this in a negative way, but maybe they're really unstable. So I clicked on one of them just to see. And the first thing the guy says into his phone is he's like, it's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. The world needs me. There's no one else in the world like me. The world needs me, and I don't know how to make people realize that. And I was like, he was going into this like manifesto thing, and I'm like, alrighty, well, I'm not going to interact with this person at all. There can be no good from this. They literally need like, and not, like I said, not in a negative way, but they literally need some help. Like, it was bizarre. It was bizarre. You worked with someone like that? Yeah, it's sad though, seriously. It was kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. Was it Kanye West? Yeah. Kanye West watches a lot of my YouTube. Dwarf. Dwarf. Tough. Nice. Look at that. Another tough pawn right here at end game. Just like we need. Just like we need. Yeah, lots of bizarre things out there, but anyway. Am I at wealth cap? I've been at wealth cap for like 5 years, yeah. Or raid cap, I should say. We've been at raid cap for like 5 years, in-game years. So. We are finishing up our marine armor. We're almost done with that. Almost everyone has marine armor. And then it'll be basically time to start the end game event. You tried opening up a 1,000 by 1,000 map. Took 10 minutes to generate. 700 animals on the map. 90 ticks at the very beginning. 100 of the squares are golds. What I think the next playthrough is going to be. Next playthrough will be a challenge run. Yeah, I haven't fully announced what it is, but next run will be what I'm going to call the impossible run. Adam, surely it's not. It's next run's going to be the impossible run. Yeah. Rare Thrumbos. I actually think the next run's impossible. Vegan run, no. Is that like the impossible burger? No. Love seeing Lose struggle. Well, yeah, this is only the second run of Biotech. These two first runs, I mean, 5% no pause is challenging, right? It's always going to be challenging. But 5% no pause is just my standard play style, right? But I had someone comment again, and on, like, Biotech just came out. And I released, like, the first episode of Biotech on YouTube. And someone was like, what's the challenge in this run? I don't even understand why you're doing this run. There's no challenge in it. And I was like, listen, Biotech just came out. I'm just trying to learn the expansion. I'm trying to have fun. It's still 5% no pause, but we're just experimenting. We're learning the stuff in the expansion. It's day 1. I don't need to like go all out, top, you know, one up myself from the previous expansion as soon as it comes out. It's like, holy crap. But anyway, the next run will be stuff like that. Next run is going to be crazy, crazy, crazy. We will lose a lot. Video games aren't for fun. You had 18 ancient dangers on that map. Dealing with grenadier breachers in a non-mountain base. I usually try to outrange them as they're coming with assault rifles. Aside from that, you basically attack them like catty corner from where they come in. So they'll usually break in a diagonal like this, and you just put your people here and attack as they come through. You can use low shields, etc. But in general, with breacher raids, I just, in an open map, I try to outrange them before they get to me. Am I happy with fighters percent? Would I like it to go higher? I don't have a preference on if they go higher or not. If they go higher, I'll do it, obviously, but it's whatever. Oops. My favorite P music. You're doing okay in your current run, but want to start over. Have you worked around the missile exploding through low shields? So the weird thing about that is now that explosions happen on low shields, more often than not, the pirates that are shooting the rockets end up shooting their own low shield and blowing themselves up. So it's actually been less of a problem than I thought. Definitely think eventually it's going to get to this point where it's going to screw me over. But in general, they've been just blowing themselves up. So... Set, thank you for the 2 months. Thank you, Set. So what ends up happening is the enemies are rushing you. The ones with the low shields come up first. You hit them. They pop the low shield. The enemies behind it are stupid, and they'll aim triple rockets, doomsdays, etc. through it. Those will hit the low shield, blow up, and kill a lot of their own people. So basically, you just need to be more careful to not pop their low shields before their people blow themselves up on it. That's what's happening most often right now. I'm going to make this area a little bit prettier before the end as well. That way if we have to hang out here. I need to remember to bring light out there too. Even the Tesseron beam goes through low shield, yeah. You love dropping like skip shield in front of a group of Raiders of Doomsday. Yeah, they're not smart about it. So. Not smart about it. What's your favorite part of the chicken? Huh. You know what the answer is, Baron, right? You already know what's coming. It depends. You know what? I'm just gonna go with a drumstick. The strips. I'll go with the drumstick right now because I really want some hot wings. And the little mini drumstick hot wings sound incredible at the moment. It depends. All right. Look at that. Our first Empire ship. The urinal. Selling these ducks. I'm selling them their own alpacas. Don't tell them. We're in trouble for that, aren't we? We're in trouble for that. 14 advanced components for that Empire ship. Wow. Would you look at that? Selling robust, I am. Also just gonna go ahead and sell that. Let's see. All right. Ooh. What do we got here? Psi meditated. We don't really need that. I would like to grab that Zeus hammer actually. Okay. Okay. Zeus hammer. There you go, a Vig. Boxers or briefs? Sit or stand, crumple or folds. Best chicken part tier list win. You were saying with age she's panicking. Oh yeah, over all the little fires. Luckily they don't panic like over torches, but they probably should. That would suck though. Did I make a guide for picking starter pawns? I did. Let's see. There it is. There's a guide on picking starter pawns. There you go. There you go. Yeah, I think we are mostly ready. We're just waiting for the last couple of armor pieces to get done. And I think we're pretty good. Pretty good to go. Should probably make some start storing some extra meals. Like, let's turn this to have another place that I could use this. Let's see. Guess that is probably one of the better places. Kind of far away, but that's all right. All right, so we're going to cancel that. Move this floor. You got one that panicked all the way to the edge of the map. It depends. Quick sleep doesn't ruin childbirth as much as you think. They only need like 10 seconds in bed to make a baby. Yeah, they'll get less loving, but it's not a big deal. Oh, the waiter's asking. So, would you like cheese on your soup? It depends. What kind of cheese? How much are we talking? It's costing the extra. Would you say it goes well with this soup? All right, I made a lot more of those so that we can burn all the corpses that are gonna be there really quick. Need more of them. Those are our dwarven forges. Our dwarven forges. Okay. How we doing on steel? I think we're eating through our steel very, very quickly. We are. Oh, there's more over there. Medical treatments. Yes. Yes. Oh, there was a fight. Not all. Yes. A skill to start. They can be pretty difficult. Yeah. It's been a long time since I've done one of those where. One of the fun ways to play. A lot of people do this. Eventually, but is all passions, no skills. Those are really fun. Why is one a different color? That one's made out of a different stone. Different stone. I could put some cover in there too. Oh well. Oh well. Plasteel is like the RimWorld equivalent to Mithril. Like that. I'm gonna go with yes. So we're probably not gonna use that as a prison ever again, but whatever. It's fine. Okay. Why so many crematoriums? Because during the end game event, we're gonna have potentially thousands of corpses to deal with, and our people actually dislike corpses, so not only are they going to be unhappy with the corpses being around, but the corpses are also going to cause rot stink. So I need to be able to clean up from these massive end game raids as fast as possible. So, and yeah, ship launch is going to be, or ship launch, it's going to be really, really hectic. So the more of those I have, just throw people on to clean things up, the better, you know. let's go ahead and get this plasteel gathered up. And almost everyone has marine armor. Almost. Can dwarves go into space? Yes, and we will. We will. You played Biotech for 70 hours and haven't seen a single high mate? Yeah, it's kind of crazy. During this run, in the very beginning of it, we had a high mate fall from the heavens. She fell as a, it's just a crash pod person. Usually you get them from like slavers and stuff like that, though. Killbox turned to a giant crematorium. It's actually one of the reasons why I initially put mushrooms right there. Do we have breach axes set up to be smithed? We do, okay. You got a high mate from an enemy raid? You got a high mate show up in a raid, that's interesting. I haven't noticed that. Okay. Yeah, we're just putting the finishing touches on, and then we'll do the end game event. Mech cluster. Sunblocker. Not in this run, mech cluster. Not in this run. Okay, there is a mech high shield. Is the sunblocker already enabled? Yeah, even though this is not woken up, the sun blocker is already enabled. It's not a huge thing. It takes out some of our beer production. We could see if the next raid is a normal raid to take care of it for us. We'll still wake it up, though. Let's go ahead and wake it up. So we're going to go in here. We're going to turn off all shells other than EMP. Let's go ahead and put people in the wall zone. And we'll wake this up. Hopefully just gently wake it up. If you turn off insects, will wasted waste packs dissolve? Create one? I don't think it will. Yeah, if you turn off the faction as a whole, I don't think so. Because they also don't appear as deep drill infestations. They don't even appear in ancient dangers or quests. So I think that would also disable them from that. I believe so. Haven't tested it, but based on the behavior of all the other kinds, it seems so. One of those ended up getting buried. Does sunblocker matter since we're fighting under the mountain? Only, like I said, only for the beer production over here. Oh, that got rebuilt. I hate that. All right. Let's get those moved. You guys can just cancel for now. Just cancel that for now. We have the shells. They're just right here instead. Scan more gold. Kind of far away. All right, we'll let them bring those down, but I'm gonna wake it up at the very least. Sunblocker's not a huge deal, but does mean that we would have to move our beer production back inside. The shuttle has arrived. Okay, auto-load that shuttle. Not that we need that anymore, but well. Okay. Get those alpacas shoved in there. You guys coming with the others? Baba. The alpaca wrangler. Visitors are headed out. All right. My wife is telling me another thing going on we have to deal with, but anyway. I could have sun lamp over there. Yep. The shuttle popped out a baby llama. Pop. Here's your extra alpaca. What? Oh, I saw something, but I don't know what you saw. Like a ghost. Not sure what it was. Love dryads. You wish there were more. Yeah, it would have been pretty awesome for the dryads to get the Mechanitor treatment, you know? Just redo them to be more varied and crazy, but wishful thinking, I suppose. Whoops. Let's go on Sonic, welcome in. Let's see. Yep. No, the Empire Trader did not get murdered this time. Luckily. Let's see. We can do some additional cheesy storage down there if we want. I don't know. The fights down there are kind of good for us, aside from the fact they keep destroying barrels. That's the only downside. But a goat. Save toast interval is divided by body size twice, undivided once. Oh, that's interesting. Did you are you in the developer Discord? Did you let them know that in there as well? Fairly new, been watching a few VODs. We should know about much sooner. It's nice of you to say. Love the content and the knowledge. Thank you, RJ. It's very kind of you to say. And thank you for watching. Yeah, so the thing about Claw Dryads, they actually have higher DPS output than a Thrumbo, but they die so quickly. So what I wish, and what I said when Dryads first came out, is if they had given all the Dryads the ability to combine themselves into a special Dryad, just like the Tree Huggers have, like the Tree Huggers have Dryads that you produce, and when it gets to 4, they combine and you get another tree, basically, right? If they had done that for all of them, where like you can combine them to make a like bigger claw, you know, 4 claws together form another one, that would be the Voltron ones. Yeah, that would have been pretty awesome. But there is a mod for that now, though. Oh, I was supposed to look for. Wait. What are you doing? What are you guys doing? I'm supposed to look for Glitter World medicine. Excuse me, what are you doing?
Our modest fellowship expands. Praise the sub.
I can talk about breachers under the mountain in just a minute. Let me deal with this first. Oh, those are not the right 4. I reordered things. Crap. Okay, kind of cool. It's the first time we've fought an Apocryton like the old-fashioned way in there. Sorry about that, cat. We need stronger walls, but there's no such thing. Masterwork and legendary chain shotguns. They almost feel like cheating sometimes. So that ended up working pretty well as far as the repair goes. I just need a better person as the fourth one. That's the only one that really fell. So this person, Rain Man, needs to be someone else. Someone else in Rain Man's position. So let's move Rain Man down. And Silver, let's move you over there. So Silver would be excellent, excellent for it. 5 for too good of a shooter to let him do that. There's another one that would be pretty good. He's one of our starters too. Gotta be careful with that. So Silver, Rhino. Let's see. Torgwin, we gotta get your correct weapon back, my friend. Torgwin's at a 6. Answer's at an 8. Lumberjack 17. Okay. So Lumberjack, Silver, Nuclear, Rhino, and Hamsters. There we go. That should be much better, and we'll have those divided up by our other melee. Okay. All right. All right. So I have Mechanites, jeez. That was an Apocryton, a new boss mech from Biotech. He resurrected some mechs on top of us. We're stopping Apocryton from spawning in mech clusters. Yeah, yeah. Next patch will stop Apocryton from being able to spawn in these. What is it assembling? Pikeman, Lancer, Pikeman. So it's kind of whatever. Kind of whatever. I can just send someone to take care of this so that we can keep growing our beer if we want. But we're going to wait on that because Cassandra is not on cooldown right now. Obviously, she just attacked us, so we'll wait on that. We'll wait on that. People killing bug, that's right. Lumberjack's the Royal, so yeah, they're going to be repairing instead of actually fighting. So they're going to be behind a wall, so that should mean that they're less likely, as long as the wall stays up, less likely to die. So they won't be in the firing line at all. All right. right, getting all that cleaned up. See what Cassandra hits us with next. Okay, so the mechs are up. Ooh, that one's closer than I thought. Is anyone in line here at the title? I'll check who's in line. That's a good question. Undignified throne room. Oh, because it's not... One of the braziers is not burning. Oh, no. Gotta love that Zeus hammer sound. Oh, Jesus. All right. How could you let that run out? I might be an ascetic, but I want to see fire. Right. So those components are a while back. It's been quite a while. They added it so that mechs have a reward when you kill them, and it's generally components or plasteel. And if you click through all the mechs, you can actually see it in the inventory. So it was kind of funny when it first happened. It's like, huh, that Scyther is walking around with 14 components in his pocket. It was a very nice change, though. Just some extra loot for doing stuff you were already doing. Yeah, Zeus Hammer is so good. Love that noise, too. Oh, sorry, Claw. Went to come back, but I was just enamored with the Zeus Hammer. Reminiscing of something that just happened. Hey, it's still history, whether it just happened or beginning of the playthrough. Whoops. Do we end up filling this up? It might have got destroyed. Are Locust armor worth it, or lower armor just isn't? Locust armor is fine. It's good. It's so expensive to go after. Like, all the special armors are slightly worse than their counterpart, but they're kind of cool to have, you know? So you should be fine with it if you want to use it. Way to go, War Merchants. Krigo Gaxo might feel differently about that outcome, but I've never seen an enemy with a Mechanosaur now. I don't think it can happen. Hey, it's Huntsman. Boy, I hope Huntsman lives. Let's take a look. Oh, look at that. Huntsman's just gonna wander off the map. Nice. Nice. Legendary clothing. Who's armor for your melee troops? Yeah, they're really cool to use. Normally, I would send Lilith down there. Do we have... Yeah, I don't know. Let me look. Kin, I don't want you to die, but I'm going to send you down there. Here, I'm giving you a legendary gun, too. Don't die, Kin. Don't die. Oh, that would suck. I don't even really need to do... Well, is she on cooldown yet? Maybe. She's maybe on cooldown. It's gonna go home and not tribal meditate. You should probably have eaten before you came down. It's fine. It's not yet 8 p.m. You're already in bed with RimWorld. That's a bedtime story. I feel like an old lady. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, I could have just came down with a melee. person, actually. This should be interesting. Oh my god, it's so far away. No, we don't get captured again. That's what I was just thinking. Yeah, the Tacoma Ken story. He didn't bring any meals with him either. He just has his beer. Just got his beer. All right, Ken, take it out. That's a lot of damage. Jeez, man. Is they on the ground for the war merchant? No, they switched that a long time ago too, where most of the goods are carried by the animals. The animals run away as soon as the combat starts, so you typically don't have them dropping much. Way to go, Ken. Way to go. Look at you not getting attacked, kidnapped, etc. Feels bad destroying a sunblocker. Beer counts as a meal. All right, bring you on up. Someone got insulted over there. Get your grenades back. All right, let's finish working on this room. Okay. This is to store our drug meals, basically. Drug meals. So, your main source of income this run? Beer. Beer. Family have traded in beer. I think we only need one of those. Maybe I should have had him destroy that other stuff too. All right, Lilith, you have like half a brain. You should probably not be outside fighting mechs. Probably. If there's anyone that's going to die, it's probably you. Also, go ahead and get our permit choices here in a minute. They're 100% identical other than the range. That's interesting. The new needle gun. Lilith, do not stop there to drink beer, Lilith. Lilith.
Our modest fellowship expands. Praise the sub.
Guy's weapon is a beer? Yes, yes. He's a dwarven brawler. That's all he needs. He just needs his beer. He can drink it and he can attack people with it. Moozypan. Thank you for the Twitch Prime. Thank you for using that here. And Geodude. Thank you for the subscription also. Thank you, Geodude. Thank you, Moozypan. Much appreciated. Hey, just get further in the tunnel. Beaten mechs to death with beer bottles. As the Rim gods intended. The toxic damage? No, it's just blunt damage. It's just blunt damage. But that's a beer, not a blunt. Here's deal blunt damage. Alright, back to work. Should probably leave Lilith Little Brain. It's not her name. Lilith Little Brain. Should leave her inside. Probably. Turret's worth making. The way that I play in the difficulty I play on, not usually. I'm basically using them to bait raiders where I want to blunt deal beer damage. I'll have to check on that. I'm thinking no. Anyway, the turrets I use are mainly to dictate where raiders go. But if you're talking about mini turrets, a mini turret you can look at as if it were a level 12 shooter with a short bow. That's about the same DPS that you get from a turret. And sometimes a level 12 shooter with a short bow can mean the difference, or, you know, lots of them can mean the difference. So, as with most answers, it depends. But turrets used to be very, very good back in like beta and 1.0, and they've gotten nerfed and nerfed and nerfed over the course of the game. Actually, in 1.3, they got buffed a little bit, but it's basically a level 12 shooter with a short bow as far as DPS is concerned. That doesn't need food, but needs electricity and steel. So if that helps you with your setup, if that's the extra firepower you need to overcome things, then yeah, excellent. Kind of got the charge lance treatment in a way. Kind of. Only we have yet to see the charge lance buffed again. Since then, but... All right. Man, we need a lot of stuff smith, but like they're always crafting. There's always crafting. I mean, a lot of stuff smelted, I should say. We need a lot of stuff smelted, but they're always smithing. There we go. Yeah, it would be even better if they didn't explode, yeah, if there was no chance. If you got a lot of steel components and power coming out of your eyeballs and you know exactly where the raids will come from, then they're pretty efficient. How many... Wait, I don't remember what it was. We were telling people before. How many... It depends on the part of the game too, but there was a number of, like, in late game at raid cap, how many turrets are equal to, like, one pawn, or I should say high wealth. Not raid cap, because then it doesn't matter, but... Do you have any performance improving tricks besides getting a better PC? Lower map size, lower pawn count is the biggest ones you can do, and install Rocketman, the mod Rocketman. Aside from upgrading your PC, and that will only help to a certain extent, you know? Those are the main things. Are you using Rocketman? That's about all you can do then. That's about it. All right, let's check out our permit choice. What do I want this time? I usually get arrow drone salvo. It could still help, but it's not as great under the mountain. I would cast it as they're coming into the mountain, which is a little risky, especially since this is our only royal. I think I'll get the cataphract squad. Less mods. Yeah, if you're using a lot of mods, that's true too. I could use that and actually put Lilith through the through that cycle. Yeah, screw it. Usually don't. I mean, the other ones aren't super mega helpful, so I guess we'll still call this or get this. Alrighty. Use a few mods, never noticed performance issues really. Okay, bio regeneration cycle on Lilith. There you go, Lilith. Look at you. Oh, I should have put that in here. There's still time. Lilith, deliver your own biosculptor. Oh my god, Lilith. Holy crap. Let's not have you do that. That brain damage sure is impacting you a little bit. All right, someone else is on their way. That's why we're putting her in this cycle. All right. More masterwork clothing coming in. Nice, nice. Can you get Thrumbo Manhunters? You cannot without a mod, no. Cannot. All right, Lilith No Dwarf. Get in there. 22 days. That's the longest I've ever waited for anything. She's gonna pop out of there at the end of ship launch, or at the end of the Royal launch. Like, all right, guys, I'm ready to go to the stars. I don't even know half these people. I should fix both, yeah, the nose and the... and the brain scar. I believe it does that these days, anyway. Is there a guide to zoning? I do have a guide for zoning. I think it's exclamation zones. Or you can just find it on YouTube. You just type in RimWorld zones. You'll probably see my guide. You can tell it's mine because it has my little RimWorld character on it. I thought they changed it where it doesn't just choose one or the other anymore. I might be wrong, but we'll find out real soon. Well, not real soon. We'll find out eventually, I guess. Psychic suppressor for pay. 7.4 days. No. Maybe post nerf. I mean, pre nerf. I take that, but not right now. Pre nerf on the low shields, if anyone's wondering. That's just how quests are in the base game. I don't know. The 1-star quest or whatever. What does 500% mean? 500% is a difficulty multiplier. Excuse me. Get a drink and I'll tell you. So, 500% is a difficulty multiplier. What it... To put it in comparison, losing is fun, which is the hardest difficulty that you can select from the menu, is 220%. Raid scaling strength, basically. So 500% is the highest you can put it. It's more than twice as high as losing is fun. And what does it do in practice? In practice, it means that raids get bigger much more quickly. So in simple terms, 500% means that raids just scale much larger, much more quickly based on your wealth and stuff. Shallow pathing, purely cosmetic. It is purely cosmetic, yep. At 100,000 wealth and 10 colonists, one additional colonist would be worth about 40 mini turrets and just raw raid points. That's kind of crazy. Of course, that doesn't factor in like the electrical grid cost and stuff, but yeah, that is crazy. How close are we to having all those marine armors? We gotta be really close. Gotta be really close. You're waiting hours in a queue for Taylor Swift tickets. So. Any way to fix chemical brain damage from drug overdoses without mech serum? Your Mechantor had one too many. Cool. Chemical brain damage. Did they make it so that the biogen regen cycle does that now? I know, like, I haven't used them in a long time. I know there was very few things it could do, and they had a big update where it added a lot more to it. You can make them a vampire. You can make them a single phage if you want. You could put them on Luciferium. I know it does scars. Luciferium do the chemical damage. Can't remember. Defoliator ship. It's the first one of those we've had in a long time. 14 Tesseron. That's one of the very rare things that Luciferium doesn't fix. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Will a vampire heal that one over time? 3 Diabolus. 2 Pikemen. Alright. Well, yeah, we're just gonna leave that there forever. Forever. Yep. Nice target for the mortars. Nope. That's just gonna stay there forever. It's in a spot that doesn't impact us, so screw it. Not sure how vampire work. Or yeah, like some of the fancy archite genes. Yeah, I don't know. That's where those mechs live now. That's their portion of the map. That's their home. There's a max range. Yes, there's on a defoliator. It's 100 tile max range. Randy gave us new defense. What's he doing here? He's moving in on Cassandra. Seems like he would do that sort of thing. What a jerk. I can absolutely kill them, but we don't need to, so there's no reason to. No reason to. Adam, why are you making all those shelves face a different direction than the other cooler? Adam, please don't do it. Think of the children. It's already done. It can't be undone. It's impossible. Adam, please. Poll for chat decide if you should kill them or not. Fix it. Shelves, the shelves. That is a lot of steel we just grabbed. A lot of steel, a lot of steel. Raiders can't drop out on shelves. No, they cannot. I mean, this is overhead mountains. They couldn't drop there anyway, but no. Raiders cannot center drop on top of a tile with a shelf, no. Does the pollution not matter? Not really. Like, the pollution's going to spread even slower. So, yeah, I don't care. Like, here's the last defoliator ship area that we had. Means very little. And by very little, I mean it has meant nothing. Literally nothing. All right, these are the last ones of those coming out. Nice, nice. Nice. I'm really curious how this end game event's gonna be with this colony. I'm not too worried about it, but I mean we are using some abstract kill setups, so there is a possibility we get overwhelmed. If it rolls like the 2 raids every time, so the 1 raid, we could absolutely be overwhelmed. Defoliator ships are permanent now. They are if you don't destroy them. What do you mean? Oh, the pollution. The pollution that they cause is going to stay there unless you do something about it. But the actual defoliator part itself, the red circle is like actual pollution. It's not the defoliator ring. Those are 2 separate things. Yeah. So the defoliator ring goes away, then the defoliator goes away, but any pollution it caused while it was there remains until you deal with it. But I'm not dealing with it. I'm not dealing with it. All right. Now I can finish up our work. So are we good on the marine armor? It looks like we have a couple left. Couple left to do. And oh, are we? Hang on a second. Ah, we're out of uranium. Okay. I was wondering what our pressure point there was. There. some uranium right by someone's bed. Just stick 2 drills right by their head. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Is that guy using a beer bottle as a weapon? He is, yes. He is. He is a brawler dwarf. It's his weapon of choice. He is. Yeah, I think we're pretty much ready. I'm not going to go through and get bionics on everyone. Like, we could literally just keep preparing. I could get more
Our modest fellowship
people.
expands.
I could
Praise the sub.
get bionics. I'm just going to go. After we get the marine armor, we are going into the end game event. Anto, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Thank you, Anto. Thank you for using that here. Oh, man. Not feeling too great today. So hopefully I'm feeling better during the royalty launch. Sounds like the expansion's just coming out.
Our modest fellowship expands.
Yeah, it'll probably finish
Praise
tomorrow.
the
Yeah,
sub.
that's what I imagine. Ruben, thank you for the Twitch Prime also. Thank you, Ruben. I can go for a Ruben right now. Ruben says, I'm right here. No, not that kind. What I'm having for dinner tonight. Some of these rare occasions where I'm not sure what I'm having tonight. Oh, we're having tacos. That's right. Taco Monday. Ruben Tindies. Taco Monday. Ruben sandwiches are top tier. Yeah, I haven't had one in a long time, but they definitely are. Oh, man. I gotta stop doing stuff like that. Which ending? We're gonna do the royalty ending, yeah. All right. Anyway. Royalty, yeah. Royalty ending. We just got our countess. Oh, is this the royalty song? Hang on. Hey. Adam, it's 3 tiles to the right and 2 tiles down. Another royal tree collector. So there is a royalty song that only plays when you have a count or countess. I think this is it. I can't remember. So there is a song that only plays when you have high-ranking royalty people. It's kind of cool. New song? What new song? Molten Bolts, you're back. Stopped by in an age because of university. Thank you. They were good back. I do remember that name, Molten Bolt. Hope I'm doing well. Thank you. I never fixed this either. Did those get destroyed I feel like those had to have gotten destroyed at one point. I think so. Share the work tab? Sure. There's my current work tab. It's not set up incredibly specifically or crazy or whatever. Oh yeah, I was supposed to name Vat and Baby Dwarf when they came of age. So let's get some names. It's been a while since we named someone. Let's see here. All right. Tater. Welcome in. And one more. One more. Realize that you had never had a max level royal in your colonies until the last run. You heard the music. Ah, I got you. Yeah. New song. Yeah. That's, I haven't done one of those in a long time. A royalty win. So characters with your custom xenotype to appear in the world, not until the next patch goes live. Right now, it's not without a mod, but there is a patch on the test branch. The API already break. Christ. All right, I'll pull it manually. Let's do it manually. So right now, custom Xenos cannot appear out in the world, but when the new patch comes, they will be able to, yeah. All right, it's Zeddy. Maybe this is actually on Twitch's end. This, well, I guess the API would be on Twitch's end anyway. But even the channel points page is loading slow. All right. There we go. Marriage is on. Hash Monkey and Anzer. I don't want you guys sleeping together. I don't need any more baby dwarves running around. I don't need anyone going into labor in the middle of our ending scenario, you know? So you guys just chill out. How many more marine armors? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-ish? 8-ish? No, 7-ish. 8. Depends. I think some of those are too young to wear them. So, Lord, we go Langers. Lord, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Thank you for using that here. Also much appreciated. Yeah, the next run we will be going through the queue much more quickly. Dig this out. About time we did that, I suppose. That update allow custom xenotype pawns to join from rituals? Yes, but it's not a guarantee. They will be able to, because it's going to pull from world pawns, but it's not a guarantee they're going to be the xenotype. All right, move those out. A little dangerous, but whatever. Whatever. Okay. Nutrifungus was added with ideology. Can you grow Nutrifungus outside of ideology? You can't do fungal gravel without ideology. I think Nutrifungus is still tied to ideology. Definitely fungal gravel is. I'm pretty sure that also. More golds. Disable certain xenotypes from spawning as you have a pawn. There's a custom xenotype. The story you've written for the backstory, she's one of very few to exist. Infestation. Oh crap, it's open on both sides. Okay. Melee block. Melee block. Get out, get out, get out. Oh, lumberjack. Christ. That's our friggin' royal, too. Way to go, melee blocking there. Leontios, I'm gonna go with. Way to go, way to go. But yeah, that's max size infestation now. They nerfed them. Infestation's not too scary. Yeah, throw that EMP grenade in there. That'll take care of them. What's that Empire guy? Oh my god, he did. Get out. Get out. Empire guy. Chill out. Set the whole thing on fire. That would cause way more problems. Yeah, way more. All right, infestation done. There we go. Yeah, like I was mentioning earlier, they nerfed infestations. That's the max size now. Yeah, with Randy you can roll up to 30. With Cassandra and Phoebe, only 20. No more 45 hive infestations. Are bugs turned off? Let me check. Yes, there are no infestations. No infestations. Which colonist died in a doorway? That's not a colonist. That's not even a real person. Just some Empire traitor. I don't know. Bugs are off. Bugs are off. Yeah, just some Empire guy. I don't know. I don't know who they are. I really should smooth that wall now so we can repair it. Is it new that pawns fire without being drafted? Nope. That's been the game forever as well. Go to assign, switch them over to attack instead of ignore or flee. So as long as they're not incapable of violence, you can set that up. Just click on this and change it to whatever you want them to do when they see an enemy. Yep, no problem. No problem. In a normal run, he would be lunch, yeah, but not in this run. Not in this one. Not in this run. Lilith, how many days has it been? She's got an inspired taming while she's in there. 19 days. 19 days. Put a turret or a few and kill the fleeing people? You could, yeah. You could. I did have something like that set up. Oh no, they killed the cougar. Huh? Didn't realize the cougar. Are the mushrooms because of door theme? Are they actually better than hydroponics? It's because they're tunnelers. So mushrooms have a lot of good things going for them. One, you don't need any electricity. So you don't need hydroponics. You don't need sun lamps. They grow in the dark. They have to have it in the dark. So, and we're getting a mood buff just from eating the mushrooms. So, fungus preferred. 8 cooked fungus plus 3. So yeah, because we're tunnelers. Is this the same run that's on YouTube? It is, yep. It is. Floor baby, you're old enough to do stuff now, floor baby. So now you're gonna do stuff. Hope you like doing stuff. Oh, he's old enough to get a foot now, too. Probably should do that. Love the new shelves. Yeah, it is a nice thing to have. We're gonna link all these.
We all face problems. This one has chosen to embrace them.
I think prefer is fine. Or important. There we go. Who's embracing their problems? Snuffalo. I think we're continuing the gift sub. Very much appreciated. Embracing your problems. Thank you. Lavish meals. Fine meals. There we go. We've got 27 colonists. They're going to basically eat 3 meals a day because of their genes. So, ship launch, 15 days. So, I guess we could be safe and get like 150 plus fine or lavish meals. How long? We're actually just getting ready for it. Yeah, we're getting the last few marine armors, and we're getting food set up as a drug. Easy way to get the to alternate raw and cooked fungus as they get stacking buffs. Yeah, that would be nice. You got a kidney before you got a foot. It's just what it's like being a dwarf. That's just what it's like. All right, Pfeiffer. Start chopping them up. Torgman. Chop it, chop them. These are saved? Maybe. Oh, sorry. When I was thinking out loud, so yes, 90 a day is how much they were going to eat. So the thing that I was doing in my head was I was considering the 100 and whatever I said per day. I guess I should have clarified. So that's why I was doing so many shells for food. Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't vocalize the end of the complete part of my food plan. So. Have homework, you be playing some RimWorld too. Fired up some mods in your game. All right. A wanderer joins. What? 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 A gourmand and capable of violence. Normally you would be a sacrifice. We're not sacrificing because we're mostly noble dwarves. So instead of sacrificing them, we'll send them out to trade. They're definitely a mule that we care about a lot. And we don't want anything to happen to them. That is the honest truth of the situation.
Praise the sub.
Let's see. What's some other junk that we want to get rid of? If they actually, I mean, when they make it there, they can trade this stuff. When they arrive, because they're definitely not going on a one-way trip. Absolutely not. They don't have enough food for 4.1 days. They probably do. This warning is more of a suggestion, I'm sure. I mean, it is a 3.5 day trip. So having 4.1 days of food, that should be fine. Alrighty. R. Wester, thank you for the Twitch Prime also. Thank you for using that here. Ariana, welcome in. Okay, I'm gonna go to the assignments here for the lavish meals. I'm gonna select lavish, and we are actually gonna turn off lavish meals and fine meals. You're probably just in it a social fight. I also don't think we need these anymore. We have 2 children. I mean, have enough food for this? It depends. Are you planning on coming back? Yeah. Planning on coming back? Oh yes, I forgot we have those tombs there. You know what? Children, you're probably already good enough. Let's rip down your school. No, we don't really need to. He just wants to rip down the school for no reason. Actually, shove these over here. It's gonna be hot in there. All right, we're gonna have to go grab some wood. All right, choppa. Oh, there's already wood there, right? Ended up getting rid of that area back when no, I didn't. Don't listen to me. Go get the wood. Guess there's nowhere to store it. Don't worry, I got this. I can't see how this could go wrong. Can't imagine anything going badly in there. All right. Think of the children. I think you're right. It's 6, not 9, right? We'll double check. A dude named Terry. Thought about telling him real name. A lot of people have died from dysentery. Just on the Oregon Trail. So I think you're all right. All right, Defa Mule out on the road. Hey, Ram, welcome in. David Lurk. Nuclear Rhino in the nude. He's got like those clown buttons tattooed. Oh, he found a marine armor. He's good. We might stop scanning soon too. I mean, I guess those people don't have like anything else they need to do, but I think we're pretty good on the scanning. Here's our overflow mushrooms. It's kind of where meals need to get moved to. There we go. More people on hauling. Man, maybe I should have gotten animals this, but I mean, as part of the themed run, we are just really bad with animals. So I suppose
Welcome back.
we shouldn't.
Your steadfast loyalty is greatly appreciated.
Today we finish the run? No. It'll finish tomorrow. I don't have time today. The end won't be until tomorrow. Some pet insects. I don't know. I don't think the doors would ally with the insects. Okay. Where's the ship? We're not building the ship. We're doing a royalty ending. There is no ship. If we were doing ship launch, we would have done like a week ago. Newton, thank you for the 17 months, Newton. It's been less than 17 months since Ideology released, yes. Sworn enemies of the bugs. They are... I was going to start naming off Dwarven enemies, but I'm not sure which one would be most applicable to this one. The dark spawn or the dark spawn? These are the deep roads. Is building the ship the easiest ending? I mean, no. No. I guess it depends on what you mean by easiest. The easiest ending, even though it's way longer, is Arconexus. Arconexus, the actual ending is nothing. Like, it's... Instead of 15 days of constant raids, you go attack a handful of mechs. The only good bug is a dead bug. Sounds like you're doing your part. What do you think will be their next major DLC? I don't know. I hope they go with some kind of world map thing, like maritime. I don't know. The easiest ending is dying. What's the easiest and quickest ending? It's playing against Randy on a jungle map. You spawn in, you get your first berries, you eat it, you get food poisoning, you start going over to try to work on your hut while you're throwing up, you are given the plague, and then you get the notification that you're being hunted. That's probably the easiest and fastest ending, I would say, in my experience. That's so common. That's so common if you do that. Wonder how many runs if you do Naked Brutality, Randy Jungle, how many you just end that way in the first like 5 days. Pretty big portion of them, I'd say. Oh yeah, heat stroke. Add that in there too. Add that in there too. Drop pod lands on your spawn. It's happened to you too many times. It's too real. Too real. Do we have enough beer for this event? Yeah, we do. We got plenty. Ah, yes, meals in black. Meals in black, don't forget. What is the storage settings on this? Preferred. Ah, okay. There we go. There we go. That'll get those moved down. Okay. Day 1 food poisoning, heat stroke, plague, hunted. Should have played better. Every Naked Brutality run you start takes multiple attempts to actually get started. Not even from dumb mistakes, just stuff like that. That's one reason why a lot of times, and especially in the stream environment, a lot of times I'll just roll my first Naked Brutality pawn as super immune, just so that like we're not restarting over and over. Because it's like, it's kind of like a fun, novel little thing to happen a few times, but you know, when you're trying to get something going, it's like, yeah, just roll super immune tough to start out if you're gonna do one of those over and over and over. Might as well. Speaking of super immune and tough, those are both featured in my traits guide, out now on YouTube. Exclamation traits. Very first event, being a mad squirrel, Scratch got infected, ended up starving to death. So if you haven't seen the beginning, like even if you don't like really long VODs, you don't want to watch the whole thing, you know, it's whatever. But if you go to my ideology run, or my first fluid ideology run, type exclamation fluid, it's the absolute most RimWorld starting episode of any playthrough that I've done. It's naked tribal brutality in the jungle against Randy on 500%, and he just shows how god awful he can be. And there's so many RimWorld stories just from that first episode. Pretty much everything possible that can go wrong goes wrong constantly, just over and over. And what's terrible about it too is that map is like a insanely good map. It's like one of those god seed maps, right? And so a lot of other people at the stream were also trying the same seed, and all of them had the same thing happening, and everyone was like, all right, I quit that friggin' map. And so oh man, Lucy Lou the prostitute story in that first episode is really crazy. meals in black. Like, we literally were laying down dying with our only pawn multiple times. Someone came to the stream on like the third episode of that, the third stream of that, and we were like 4 years in, and we finished our first research for like complex furniture. I was like, yeah, we researched beds. It only took us like 4 years. And then someone came in and they were like, has this really been going for 4 years? It seems like you've done very little. And I was like, yes, it does seem like that. It does seem like that. Randy made sure that we did very little. Thank you. Smelt weapon. I'm going to do a separate one really quick because there's so many of these. So I'm going to do this. Do forever. Clear all. Drop on the floor. Vreach. Vreach axes, apparently. Breach axe. There we go. Is that high enough? Is that high enough? This is a 1, right? See even controls or random events from Storyteller? No, it's not supposed to, but it seemed like a cursed map, yeah. Thanks for noticing the struggle, yeah. Down to one guy starving, yeah. Oh my god, I forgot about that part. Yeah, people sometimes ask me if a mech cluster can actually land on top of you or close by. So we had a big map. There was lots of opening. But like at the entrance to our base, let's say we have a base like right here. Like this is our little base. We had a mech cluster land right here. It was like, what? It was like connected to our base. Like, why? Why are you doing this to me? Cursed with entertainment value. It was fun. It was fun. In a sort of suffering, constantly sort of way. That's right. Hope you like drilling, Tacoma Kin. Why did I put the benches flush to the wall? There's actually a reason for it. There's actually a reason for it in this run. And that's because I need the melee block able to be done. So let me draw it out since those are already done. Show you what I mean. All right, we got this 13 by 13, right? Got 13 by 13. 7 in, there's the door. There's the door. 7 in, there's the door. There's the door. If I put fabrication or whatever. If I put fabrication like this, I can no longer triple melee block. And that is very important in mountain maps, especially early game and mid game against infestations. So every single door that I place, I need to have the opening of where that door is. I need it to have all 3 of those spaces available so that we can body block and kill infestations easily. And so that's the entire purpose of all the base layout, really. That's why there are these little sections right here so that I can melee block bugs there. I was thinking, yeah, probably 4, so I can get some other stuff done. So probably 4 today. So that's why in this run, you'll see that like I try to keep the door clear of 3 tiles pretty much everywhere that there's doors, if bugs can spawn there. Like here, bugs can't spawn here, so I don't care about that one. This one actually I should probably move, but yeah, that's why. Hopefully that makes sense. And initially I was going to put a door down here. So again, I wanted the melee block.
Welcome back.
Beware the
Your
spider.
steadfast loyalty
6
is
months,
greatly
okay.
appreciated.
Spider, thank you for the 6 months. Thank you, Spider. That's almost half a full calendar year, I've been told. That's what I've been told. All right, turn those back on. Recent videos taught you both what? just how good melee blocking is. It really is, yeah. Against any melee enemy, it's incredible. Well, any animals, especially. Like, obviously, if you're not, even if you're well geared, Scythers can still rip some body parts off, because body parts are made out of butter in RimWorld. But, yeah, aside from that, though, it makes infestations pretty easy. Pretty easy. 104 lavish mules. Okay. Major break. Masterwork. Wait. What's going on here? Lumberjack? Oh, I see what's happening. They're trying to turn all that bug meat. There we go. They're trying to turn all the bug meat into lavish meals before they got this done. It needs to be lower on the priority. There we go. That's what's going on. It's like, why is everyone starving all of a sudden? So let's move that on down. Okay. I think I noticed that. Is there a reasonable temperature upper limit for infestation spawns? Not really. It mainly looks at how cold it is. Like, obviously there's a temperature spawn. Actually, someone was going to test if you had a room that was like already at the cusp of setting things on fire, if an infestation would spawn in there and just catch on fire. I don't know if they ever, testing it and letting us know. If you ended up testing it, let me know. We were talking about that one time in the Discord, but the main thing is if something's below -17 Celsius, or a tile is, you can't have an infestation on that tile. But upper limit, I'm not sure. All right, let's take a look here. Okay, good. So we have this going so that we can get mood increase while the end game event is happening. Use Rim Threaded or Rocketman? Rocketman, yep. Rocketman, I don't usually turn Rocketman on until a late mid game, and the reason why is Rocketman actually screws up some things, like on map generation. So sometimes I will share a map seed and people will be like, all my geothermals are completely different, or mine doesn't have an ancient danger at all, but yours does, or the ancient danger is in a different place on the map. Rocketman changes some of that stuff for some weird reason, so I'll usually start the game without it, and then as we start getting into the point where it really needs it, then I enable it. Yeah, so Rocketman can even change the factions on a world map, and I don't know why. So if you have Rocketman enabled and you go generate a world, and then you back out and you generate that same exact seed, the faction names and locations can be different. Very weird. It's probably some kind of speed up that it's doing. Keep your entire base above 50 Celsius. That sounds miserable. That sounds miserable. It changes the deterministic random number generator thing. Sorry, Lilith. You're back on and running now. Back on and running, Lilith. Oops. Sandra will be hitting us again soon. Darkness for all. Masterwork. Okay. Hasn't Caravan arrived? Shh. I mean, All right, let's definitely start our return trip of this. Hey, where'd you get those packaged survival meals from? They picked those up from the old Pigman raid? Ridiculous. All right. You know what? Let's actually see what they have first. Because it could be something that we really need for this. I don't think we can afford the animal pulsar, even if we trade all their stuff. I don't even think they're going to make it back anyway, but look at that. We can almost afford it. Wait. So maybe we will have them come back. If they make it back. 942. Close. All right, just give a gift. Just give them the gifts. And if they make it back, we will send them out with more crap to give. All right, there you go. 8 rep, super worth. You can have just everyone in Phoenix armor. Could you imagine when it gets down to have your base at like 150 Celsius? Could you imagine when it gets down to the point where they have to change clothing though, and they go to change out their Phoenix armor into something else? Basically just ignite and die. I'm doing my part. All right, I'm gonna need more beds for when the royal people get here. How are we doing on that uranium? We're doing very well on it. How about we turn those off? Okay, anything else I want to mine right now? Plasteel is still going all right. Put these here. I don't think I'm going to actually mine with them right now, though. Am I rate capped? Oh yeah, I've been rate capped for like,
Your steadfast loyalty is
5 years in the game.
appreciated.
Yeah, we've been rate capped for a really long time. God, why are some beds upside down? They're not. They're not. Don't worry about it. Really, everyone dies from heat stroke. Free stuff. Unsafe temperatures. Hello? Some turrets shooting down here. Thought I heard something. Must have just been the wind. Must have just been the wind. Is raid cap like 350,000? Raid cap happens on 500% at around 250,000. So it depends a bit on your playstyle and how many pawns and things you have. But on average, you hit raid cap on 500% right around 250,000. So we can actually go back and see when that was hit. Let's see here. So we hit raid cap right about here. Day 400. So it was actually not as far back as I thought. It's about 2 years ago in the game, not 3 years ago. Is raid cap different for all storytellers? No, not exactly. So how raid cap works is there's the cap on raids is 10,000 raid points. 10,000 raid point is the cap. However, Randy has a modifier where he can roll anywhere from 0.5 to 1.5. So technically, I guess the raid cap on Randy is 15,000, but it still shows 10,000 in the game files. It's just that it can roll past that with his specific coding, and often it doesn't, but it can technically. Now, if you're on any difficulty under 100%, you will never hit raid cap because wealth stops being calculated at 1 million wealth. So if you're playing on anything under 100%, you will get to 1 million wealth before you're at raid cap, and you'll never hit raid cap. Am I going to hit raid cap IRL? It feels like I already have, yeah. But apparently it's not due to wealth. I don't know what it's from. I don't know why. I don't know why. All right, we are going to put this cook vegetarian fine meal down below the simple meals. And we're going to unsuspend that. Kind of crazy looking at that, but it's going to help us during the ship launch, so, or whatever, not ship launch, royalty ending. Okay. Raid cap on 100%. So wealth cap on 100% is 1 million, and yeah, 10,000 raid points, 1 million wealth. Yep. Yep. Have I ever played with mods that disable the raid cap? Kind of. Winston Waves went up to 25,000 wealth as the cap, and then he could have special rolls where he could double it. So we did do a bunch of Winston Waves runs where it got up to stupid high numbers. I'm talking like 200 centipedes on the map at once. There's that royalty song again. Bloost, thank you for the 4 months. Thank you, Bloost. Also much appreciated. All right, we're gonna get this filled in. I think I'm actually gonna connect these to it as well. Okay. How do you wake up sleeping robots? They changed the cheese on it. You need to hit them something. Use a mortar, use the long range weapon. If they have the red circle, the activator around them, you can send like someone down there, send an animal. If they have the red activator, you can go build something that has HP near them. But you can no longer spam sleeping spots to wake them up. They fixed that in 1.4. There's a mod for raid points, yeah, to show them, but I don't have it. It's called visible raid points. Thank you. Surely they'll make it back. Surely. What a tragedy if another mule dies on the road. I just don't know if I'll be able to live with myself. Self-tame inside the red zone and 4 colonists died because of it. Ouch. Ouch. What do you, oh, EMP. Okay. It's like, wait a minute. What are you making there? I don't remember telling you to make anything new there, but I did. EMPs. More EMPs. Yeah, I think we will be ready after this. Like, there's a lot more things I could do. I can make another one of these tunnels here in case this one gets into disrepair, but we're gonna just be risky about it. We're gonna play risky a little bit. Should probably put some plasteel down here on a shelf too to repair this crap, rebuild this crap closer by. All right, we'll do that. How we doing on those marine armors, guys? We gotta be close. Oh, we're done. We're done with the marine armor. Nice. I'm going to put those down to 1. Green helmets. Down to a 1. All right. All right. Can you paint sterile tile? Let me check. Yes. Tropical rainforest one, not swamp. Amazing, and barely got through the first 3 years. Yeah, I'm actually in a weird way looking forward to the next run. I'm also kind of done with this run, you know, like it's at that point in the late game now. We're not really expanding anymore. We've kind of filled out the base with everything. We can keep doing more stuff just to do it, but I'm kind of just waiting on this royalty quest, and we have been for a couple days. So it'll be nice to wrap this one up. This one will finish tomorrow for sure. Win or lose, we'll finish this up tomorrow. But yeah, I'm excited to get to the next one and die a bunch. Oh yeah, I had a ton of fun in Winston Waves. It's funny too, and I know it's not. Well, I mean, maybe it is because of me doing it. But anyway, when I started playing Winston Waves, it started revitalizing the RimWorld stream a little bit too, because I don't know why, but a lot more people started coming in than normal, and I was having a lot of fun with it. And it was just a really awesome thing. And then suddenly I noticed like a bunch of the other streamers started playing Winston Waves also, and then we kind of got to compare like what people were doing. It was just all around a really fun thing. Why did you have to die there? Mule, we're gonna get the debuff for you being left unburied. How could you be so inconsiderate? Yeah, we can do the royalty quest. I just don't have time today. Mule, how could you be so inconsiderate? Put a stockpile over him, it'll still show him as left unburied. They made it back. If I fire an incendiary, the rain will just come and put it out. Yes, I know how to use a smoke launcher with these, yeah. Yeah. We've actually buried every other colonist that died in this because we're mostly honorable dwarves, so we should probably go take care of it. But is Cassandra off cooldown? I might have just screwed myself over. Cassandra's off cooldown. It's for start the new run tomorrow. I doubt it. All right. Well, I'm supposed to wrap this stuff up. Hopefully, I remember to deal with Mule when I get back. So, the predators wouldn't eat his whole corpse, but taking the dead doors with us, I don't know. It's a good question. Felt like Resident Evil. Oh yeah, Silent Raids, Fog of War. Yeah, I would like to do that. All right, Mule. Your story will continue. Well, not really, but I do need to wrap things up. I gotta get my daughter, and then I got a second stream today and a bunch of other stuff to do. So let me finish this here, and we'll do the second stream later. And yeah, we're gonna do the launch event, the royalty ending, tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll do that. So I think we're basically ready for it too. So what we're gonna do is we will deal with Mule's corpse. So we'll deal with that. We'll get the rest of the food ready, which isn't going to take very much time at all. They're just knocking it out right now anyway. And then we'll just do the event. We'll do the end game event. So